go. Hello, it's EGYPTNILE. Welcome. Anyways, hello, welcome. It's EGYPTNILE, and I have here with me Fatspiderman. are are you here? Hello. Okay, let me start this. Her videos are so good.
Bada bing, bada boom.
It's nighttime, and Sarah can't see clearly. There's just not a lot of light. But she does know that she's
What'd she say? Put a subtitle
Want
on
me to
this.
go cookie?
Oh,
standing on the edge of a cliff. Below her are these jagged rocks with sea urchins just roaming about. The waves are crashing.
I got Krabby Patty. See this?
You got Krabby Patty gummies.
Mm-hmm.
Why not get an actual Krabby Patty?
That'd be cool.
Huh?
I said that'd be cool.
You can. McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, KFC, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A has chicken sandwiches.
Checkers. Now they got some. They got some normal burgers too.
No, they don't.
White Castle. Yeah.
Mm,
Um.
the texture is a
Or,
bit weird.
or you could just take your butt to Walmart and make your own Krabby Patties.
True. With crab meat.
Not as specific. Yeah. Crab meat mixed with beef patty. Yeah, your own Krabby Patties. Bun, patty, lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, and then ketchup, mustard. Other on the top, toasted.
Ooh,
Ooh, yeah, that does sound good.
kitty cat. Okay, I'm gonna play this. Where?
Crashing in. I mean, even if she jumps, she could land on a rock. She could injure herself. But if she doesn't injure herself, let's say she jumps and she's fine, then what? Is she really going to swim 2 miles to St. Thomas Island? Is this even in the right direction? What if the waves just push her back to the jagged rocks? But even then, knowing all of this, knowing what's waiting for her below, seems better than what's waiting for her behind. Behind Sarah is Pedophile Island, where she would later state she has been held and essayed sometimes up to 3 times in a single day. Sarah is hesitating. She's running through all of the options. A straight jump would probably kill her, but maybe she could slowly climb down the rocks. Just get a bit closer and closer to the water and then inch her way in. She starts bending down and she hears these golf carts coming up behind her. She's got to move faster. But then there's another, and then the lights illuminate the entire space. And these 2 girls, 2 very young girls, a bodyguard, a model scout, and a middle-aged woman walk straight up to Sarah. Sarah starts
Hello.
panicking, but this middle-aged woman gently walks closer to her, to the cliff, like a little cat. "It's okay, honey. Come with us." Sarah looks back. I mean, she's still thinking, I could still jump. I mean, it's going to kill me, but I could still jump. But she's got no choice. She takes the woman's hand and walks back with them. Back to the island where there are bungalows filled with girls in Victoria's Secret lingerie and food that she's not even allowed to touch. She has no choice but to go back to the island formerly known as Little St. James. But to her and hundreds of other girls, it's known as Pedophile Island or the Island or just hell.
And for old white men in paradise.
What'd you say?
And for old white men in paradise.
Yeah,
We would like to thank
pretty
today's
much.
sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support
Why
RAIN, the
does it have
nation's
to be
largest
rotten mango?
anti-sexual
Why
violence
not mango pop or mango juice?
Rotten Mingle because I don't know. Let's look up the reason why her channel name is that. I'm
Like,
assuming because she only talks about like true crime stuff.
or does she like eating rotten mangoes or something like that?
Um,
Why you incognito? What are you trying to hide?
mind your business. This is
What are you trying to hide? Why
you and
you
other
incognito?
you don't need to know the information, bro.
What's on your browser history? Hmm?
Why is Rotten
Haven't you got?
Mango
Hmm?
name?
No, 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 no. Why you incognito? What are you trying to hide?
Listen.
Like, are you on Adam and Eve a lot or something like that?
Excuse me?
You got them boyfriend spicy pics. That's why.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Christian woman, and
No, you're not.
I'm I'm not doing anything until marriage.
Mm,
You know, It's just-
I don't believe you. You lie a lot. We got that face.
wow, because I'm black.
Mm-mm.
Hmm? Hmm?
You
Channel.
said it. You said that, not me. I'm talking about something else. Mm-mm.
Man, I don't know why it's called Rotten Mango. And I don't think we're gonna know the reason why, but like, it's
Go
probably
to Google.
because what a
Go
what?
to just write rotten mango. Just go to images.
We're just gonna look at images of Rotten Mango.
Why not?
Why?
Because
What's wrong with you?
why? Why not?
Ew, it's
Look how
icky.
brown and moldy.
Yeah.
And some people still eat that.
Ew.
Organization. They created and operated the
Now
National Essay
let's
Hotline,
look at
and
your
all
browser history.
resources will be linked in the show notes as well as the description.
Be quiet
This
and watch the
episode's
video.
partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team of dedicated researchers and translators, and we would also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates of these causes. As always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com, but there is a beautifully heartbreaking, gut-wrenching book on this case called Silence No More, and it's written by Sarah Ransom. She is a victim of Epstein and Maxwell, and just her sheer tenacity to keep fighting for justice is
Who's Maxwell?
I do not know.
beyond admirable. I would highly recommend checking the book out.
But
Virginia Giuffre
Why did you put the I farted? It hurt.
maybe
Nasty.
is another victim that
not
was
like your
pivotal in
browser history.
Epstein's second arrest. Both
No
of them have
comment.
countless interviews as well as articles where
Because
they
I'm
have
right.
shared their stories through their own words. Many of the other victims have as well, and I would highly recommend
First off, who keeps their browser history? I always use incognito.
What?
I said, who keeps their browser history? I always use incognito and delete cookies and
You're
everything.
trying to hide things. So you're hiding things. That's why.
I'm a Christian woman. I have nothing to hide.
You ain't Christian.
Yes, I am.
Stop lying to them people.
Oh, Krabby Patty. I don't like pickles.
What's wrong with Krabby Patty pickles?
I don't like it.
I enjoy the pickle.
Here you go. You can. Oh, this is the pickle. Here you go.
Looks like it's a pickle.
Okay.
going to listen to those first. Some victims' names, identifying information, and dialogue have all been changed for privacy. Due to all the ongoing lawsuits for legal and professional reasons, we will be using the word allegedly, even if authorities or the general public believe it is a fact. However, our intention is not to cast doubt on victims' testimonies. Any and all theories mentioned are netizen speculation only. And with that being said, I want to make it very clear that all of the details in today's episodes can be easily found online. We are not investigative journalists, and if you ever feel in any episode that something was miscommunicated, misrepresented, or have any additional information that you would like us to know, please let us know down in the comments. With that being said, the very last episode that we've uploaded was part 1 of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes. I would recommend checking that out before diving into this one. We went through Jeffrey Epstein's death very briefly, his childhood, his life, how he made his money, a lot of the crimes that he committed, some of the relationships that he had, and now this episode is going to focus more on Ghislaine Maxwell because she's got got a very important part to play in all of this.
We didn't talk about her at all.
Not much at all, but she's been there the whole time. So with that being said, let's get started. Headington Hill Hall. I mean, it seems straight out of Bridgerton. It is this English-style castle-like estate in England with...
What did you say?
I said, who's she talking to?
You talking to us?
No, the mango.
Oh, oh, in the video. Her boyfriend records the video. That's her boyfriend or her fiance or husband. I don't know. Partner. Whatever.
I bet her boyfriend white.
What that got to do with anything? Love is love, man.
I don't know.
You know,
No, love ain't love. Love's not love. Love ain't just love. What you mean?
no, man, you mind your business.
No, I like to be nosy.
Why?
Because that's how you learn things.
That's true. Sometimes.
Yeah. That's how you get the dirt.
You got a point. Okay.
Rooms, a tennis court, swimming pool, of course, 24/7 guards posted at the main entrance, fences with barbed wire on the outer layers of the property. There's video cameras drilled into tree trunks, and the lawn doubles as a helipad. I mean, the house is so massive, there's a full-scale parking lot in front, multiple gardens, like, the tiered gardens, the multi-level gardens.
That's crazy.
Gardens. I mean, this house is full of history. It was built in 1824, and it's said that Oscar Wilde, the author known for The Picture of Dorian Gray, had attended parties there. But now, the 50-room castle was owned by a single family, the Maxwells. The Maxwells of Pergamon Press, one of the largest publishing houses in the UK at the time. Now, Robert Maxwell, the patriarch of the family, would later go on to own the Daily Mirror, which is one of the biggest publications in the UK with kind of a seedy reputation. They're considered more of a tabloid newspaper, but massive nonetheless. And Robert Maxwell was worth $1.9 billion. The Maxwells are not just rich, they're filthy rich.
She was born rich.
She was born with a diamond spoon in her mouth. During Christmas, there's usually this beautifully lit...
Born rich.
Oh, yeah. 1%. Yeah. It's like the Rockefellers.
No, yeah, the oil people.
Yeah.
That one's shit.
Yeah.
Up 3-story tall tree inside the mansion.
Same.
I mean, this is extravagance. It's opulence. If any of the Maxwell kids, Robert Maxwell had 9 of them, if any of them wanted to know when daddy's coming home, all they would do was wait for the noise of the helicopter. And he would land on the front lawn and they would run outside. And most Sundays, Robert Maxwell would host Sunday brunch for all the industry leaders in the media world that he felt like he wanted to spend more time with. And he would invite them over to his house for brunch. Now, technically, this invitation is optional. I mean, you can turn it down if you want. Of course you can. There's such a thing as free will. But it's Robert Maxwell, billionaire, controller of the media. I would hardly call it a choice. Perhaps you turned down a Sunday brunch because you made other plans. The next day, your front page on Daily Mirror with an article about how your company is going down south or allegations about how you're a horrible person to work for. So every single Sunday, the men in suits, they would find themselves driving up this long, windy road, past the lush trees, through the giant property, until they finally get up to Headington Hill Hall. You know what they called him, right? They called him a brazen, impatient, rude, insufferable, intolerant scoundrel with a monstrous ego. That's what they called him in the press the other day. You know what Robert responded back? What? He said, "I plead guilty to all of it." Oh, geez. His poor wife, Betty, she's like a poor dormouse. She's so quiet, so shy. I mean, at a recent party he threw at the mansion, Robert, in front of his wife, was hitting on another married woman. And when that married woman said, "Oh, no, thank you, I'm not interested," you know what he did? I heard he turned around straight to that married woman's young daughter, maybe 20 years old, and hit on her in front of everyone.
Ew.
The Maxwell family was known to be a bit strange. Robert Maxwell would attend galas and work functions with this beautiful young woman on his arm. And if you didn't know, you might think that's his wife. Billionaire marries young, beautiful...
Gross. So it was part of family business, huh?
I guess it was, but no, That guy gonna be like what 60, 80, and he's hitting on a 20-year-old.
That's
Ugh.
Expensive gowns. I mean, he would
Everything all
stare at her
saggy.
lovingly and show her off to everyone in the room. Isn't she just beautiful?
Mm-mm.
It was his 22-year-old daughter, Ghislaine Maxwell. So when all the business executives walk into the estate for Sunday brunch, they are led to the formal dining room and they find Robert seated at the head of the table. He looks up to greet them. They smile. They look down near his legs, and there is his daughter, 22-year-old Ghislaine Maxwell, kneeling at her father's feet under the table.
Doing what?
Just tears streaming down her face, eyes red, snot, everything. Robert Maxwell was completely ignoring her. Take a seat, everyone. Everyone at that lunch that day had to eat and talk to each other about business, make jokes with Robert Maxwell, how's the printing business, all the while acting like Ghislaine Maxwell, the billionaire's daughter, was not at his
I was
knees.
thinking the wrong thing.
Jesus.
I was like, haha, Alabama time.
Under the table sobbing. It was bizarre. But there would just always be two men who Ghislaine's whole life
I don't know if I'm ready for this. This is traumatizing.
revolved around. She did everything to please
but
them,
you
to
watch
make
it.
them happy, to
You
feel loved.
you must like this sort of type of content.
What?
I bet you keep watching this. I think I bet you're like that type of person who can't sleep at night. You just watch crime documentaries, like Jeffrey Dahmer and the Highway Killer.
Actually, I could have watched Jeffrey Dahmer. The only time I watch it because you know Kid Law on YouTube.
Huh?
Kid Law on YouTube.
Who wanted to?
I'll show you.
Mm-mm. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. Who is
Him,
that?
he YouTuber. He react to Jeffrey Dahmer, and that's the only time I watch it. But like, I can't watch it by myself. It's too much.
Scared cat.
I like his videos.
Scared cat.
You know what? I'm gonna play this video.
Loved by
You're
them.
rude.
The first being her billionaire
cat.
father,
Nah, I'm
who
not
would be
rude, I'm just
found
saying
dead in the
facts.
water
Scared
near his
cat.
super yacht, with suspicions on whether or not he was murdered. Then, her billionaire boyfriend, who would be found dead in a prison cell, with suspicions on whether or not he was murdered. Her father was the disgraced Robert Maxwell of Pergamon Press, and her
Hey, look,
boyfriend,
it's
the
Jeffrey
disgraced
Dahmer, I mean, Epstein.
Hmm?
They showed it. Oh, Epstein again. Look at that.
Jeffrey Epstein of Island.
This
Maria was
game
running
is
down the
a
hall
game.
of the
Take a
massive
shot
New York
every time they show Epstein or mention it.
We should do that.
Why not? It's a game.
Mhm.
Hey, what you down?
I
And,
do.
go get your beverage.
Just remember we're on TikTok though.
Nah, you don't gotta show the label. Just rip off the label. Just say it's apple juice. It's apple juice. It's apple juice. We're gonna drink apple juice.
Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Be good. Be a good Christian man, okay?
All right, everybody, open up your Bible. 3-4. We're gonna raise the Bible. It shows a dizzle malagizzle gourd. Klockenheimer 6652. And it states, "There's a goo zizi gun.
Hopefully I don't have to go back and edit all this.
Zugaga lagadita go gazagaga."
Okay, I got
Apple juice.
apple juice. Yeah.
Apple juice.
Yes.
I got pee juice. I mean apple juice. I got apple juice. Just rip the label though.
I can't. I just won't show it.
Use your fingernails.
I don't like it. That one tastes
Oh
weird.
no, not that one. Oh ew.
You know
like
what it is?
You like the blue orange juice? No.
No,
Peach.
it's iced tea.
Oh, it's sweet tea. You're drinking sweet tea with apple juice. Okay. All right.
Okay.
I respect that. I respect that.
Okay,
I
wait,
like
what did you got? What do you got?
uh the moonlight.
Oh. Oh.
Yes. My
That's a,
moonlight. It's moonlight. It's
what a-
a juice with yes, juice.
that's a little bit strong, don't you think?
It's Mexican moonlight. Moonlight. It's not the ones they sell here. The
Okay.
Mexican moonlight is 100%.
What? You capping?
Yeah. No, for real, it is because it's made. It's like made there. Even though the ones they sell in the States will pretty
Hmm.
much they call it the same, it's not the same because it's watered down and it's mixed with other stuff.
Yeah, and it tastes better.
So it burns. It's like
So
vapor rub.
why
You
why
can sip
you
it. I
why are you
rub vapor rub on
drinking
your chest. Cleans your sinuses.
why are you drinking gasoline, bro?
It's not gasoline.
It's gasoline.
No, it's made of corn.
I said what I said. But also, okay, you
Oh,
said drink.
that's true.
So are we drinking apple juice each time we
Yes.
hear Jeff Epstein?
Or when they show them.
Okay,
All right, you down?
City
I'm down.
townhouse.
I'm
All right,
down.
let's start. Let's play. Let's play.
Some people said this place felt haunted. I mean, the color palettes were always mainly burgundy and deep, rich, dark colors, which is beautiful. I'm sure it all costs a fortune, but it has this suffocatingly grim atmosphere.
Cap. It's not beautiful. It looks creepy.
Undertone to it all.
It's a creepy
There
one.
was a
51
taxidermy
rooms,
tiger in
though?
the
That's
office,
too
a
much.
giant stuffed
Yeah.
giraffe. There was a life-sized female
Maybe
doll
like 6 or 7, but 51?
That's
No.
crazy. Dang, they had mad kids up
hanging
in
from a
there.
chandelier in one room.
Mhm.
And in the master bathroom, there were just boobs hung up on the wall. Not paintings, not drawings, or even pictures. Fake breasts mounted on the wall, like suction cupped to the wall, so the owner of the mansion could take a bath and play with the breasts on the wall.
But frame it as
They
artwork
got
type of thing.
boobies on
I
the
don't even think they were
walls.
framed.
Oh.
It was like a villain in a cartoon movie was given $1 billion. This is
Your
the type of
computer
house
got a
that they would
virus.
build.
No, it didn't get. I
Your
clicked.
computer got a virus.
I
Now you
clicked
gotta
on
call
something
my.
by accident. You know
Now
what?
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
But
call my
some
Google
rooms
this.
in the 40 plus room estate were genuinely beautiful. Some of the ceilings had elaborate murals painted on them. I mean, one was like the sky and the clouds with angels, and you look up and you feel like you're staring at the clouds. I mean, regardless of how beautiful these rooms were, there was just always this creepy energy about the place, and even more so now. Maria ran to her room at the end of the hallway and she slammed the door shut and she looked around panicked. She moved this giant piece of furniture up against the door to block them from coming into her room. She would stay there until she thought it was safe to escape. The night before, the wife, the lady of the house, as they call her, came to Maria in a bathrobe and asked her to follow her to the husband's room. The room that Maria's like never allowed to go into. Maria worked for them. She's not a guest. She's not a friend. She's not a colleague. She's a young employee in her 20s. The woman opened the door and there was this middle-aged man just laying in his bed. I mean, the whole energy felt obviously unprofessional, but Maria felt like
Drink juicy juice every time you feel comfortable.
she had to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
The lady tells her, rub his feet.
It helps
What?
cope with the.
Maria was disgusted.
all
She didn't
this.
want to rub his feet. That's not what she was hired to do. I mean, what other option does she have? Get fired? So she sits down, removes the blanket from his feet, and starts rubbing
Oh, you're
it.
showing the
She's
can.
trying not to be good at it so that she can leave ASAP. But the man asks her to sit in bed with him, in between him and his wife, partner, whoever she was. Maria felt like she can't say no. So she gets into the bed, into the middle, and they proceed to assault her. Together, Maria stayed and the opportunity to get up, run out of the room, run down the hallway, back to her room. Maria pushed
Fast forward that. I can't.
You gotta take a shit. Oh,
up a giant piece of furniture to the door so that they couldn't come in, and she did not sleep at all that night. The next morning, she's trying to wait for them to leave for the day or leave for work so that she can run through this massive 30,000 square foot mansion to find a way out, and she's listening. And then her phone rings. She puts it up to her ear. Hello? It was the wife. What do you want? Nothing. I don't want anything. I'm going to the police. Maria called the FBI. She told them everything. She told them how she was hired to work at Jeffrey Epstein's mansion in New York City, where she was assaulted by Jeffrey Epstein and his wife partner. She doesn't know, but her name is Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh, his name again. That's 2. That's 2. That's 2. Oh.
She told them everything that she knew, everything that had been weird since she got to New York City. She met the couple in Palm Beach. She thought they were a married couple and they just were patrons.
Make sure you drink water while you're drinking juicy juice.
I can't. I can't.
Why?
I will not.
You have water. I can give it to you. I mail it to you.
All right. Send it to P.O. Box 6772 Prince Wakaka.
Muting you for a second. Okay, let's go back to this disturbing video.
Of the arts. That's what they told her.
Mark
Maria's an
who
artist. She was
shot
excited when Jeffrey offered her a job
Yeezy.
in New York City
She said Jeffrey again.
Okay. Oh, another drink. Ah,
to live in his
I'm gonna
townhome
be able
full
to smell the
time in the
molecules
city of
that
art and help
levels
him purchase
the
art.
manneries.
But when she gets there, that's not her role. Her role is to work the door. Every day, Maria would just sit by this big 15-foot tall oak door of the New York mansion, one of the largest private residences in the city, just like a few blocks from Central Park. And she would sit by the door with this white notebook, and her role was to log everyone that came in and out of the house.
Really?
Everyone had to sign in when they visited, even if they were just delivering something. I mean, it was mind-numbing, tedious work. That was in her job description. But it also meant Maria saw everyone who came and went. She immediately noticed a lot of young teen girls in school uniforms coming into the house. The first time it happened, she probably thought, maybe it's a relative or something. But the second, third, fourth time, Maria's getting confused. She's getting alarmed. It's not like they have a high school kid that's inviting friends over. What business would this older couple have bringing high schoolers into their mansion? Maria gently brought it up to Ghislaine, the lady of the house, and she just told her, they're here to audition for Victoria's Secret. You know Jeffrey is very close friends with Leslie Wexner, the CEO of Limited Brands, the ones that own Victoria's Secret and Bath.
Oh wait,
Welcome.
she said Jeffrey.
Oh,
Mm.
oh, I'm gonna get hungry.
That's why you always have food before you,
Oh,
know.
Ooh, quema. Como quema, cuz. Cuz. We go get some tacos later, cuz. Quema, cuz.
For me, it's empanadas and beef patties.
Cuz. Get in my truck, cuz. Go for empanadas and tacos, cuz. Cuz.
and Body Works. So I go and I scout for models at Central Park. They come in for an audition, and if they're lucky, they'll be models. From then on, Ghislaine would scout in front of Maria. It was just odd. Sometimes they'd be in the car and Ghislaine would be like, stop the car. The driver would park in the middle of Central Park or near private schools. Ghislaine would just hop out, run over to a high school girl in her uniform, give her her number, and then run back to the car.
That's insane. Just in the middle of New York.
Yes.
Wow.
And it was ballsy. They would target private schools where these are pretty privileged kids too. Maria would later see these same girls at the house, and the whole thing, I mean, I guess it made sense, right? But then Maria started seeing some red flags. She couldn't shake the feeling that they're not auditioning for Victoria's Secret. Like, the whole thing is weird.
No.
Side note, Maria herself is really young, so she doesn't know how these things work. But Maria's thinking, first of all, the parents aren't coming with them, which is weird. Like, if you're getting scouted to be a model for some sort of career, your parents would likely come. Second of all, some of the girls have braces. Maria's like, I don't remember the last time I saw a model with braces. And third, the girls were auditioning for Victoria's Secret, so Ghislaine said. And they're way too young to even have any braces.
Hmm?
I was a model with braces.
No, but you not for being a Victoria's Secret model. That's not.
Oh, no. Nowhere near Victoria's Secret, but for some other stuff.
Yeah, no.
Breasts, really. Most of
Yeah,
them didn't even
no.
have any breasts. So she's like, this is just kind of weird. Maria's sitting at the stool in the front when one of the young schoolgirls comes running down the stairs, crying, screaming, and she just rushes out. Maria turns around and Ghislaine is standing there. Oh no, like, what happened? What's wrong? She didn't get the job, that's what's wrong. Some girls are not cut out for modeling. Maria starts feeling really sick in that house. I mean, the way that Ghislaine talked about the girls, like they were auditioning to be models, and the way the couple treated the house staff. I mean, all the house staff were treated like useless peasants. Anyone that was deemed beneath the couple were subhuman. It was shocking. Sometimes Ghislaine would even call somebody a nobody to their face. At the entrance of this massive townhome, they actually have what they call the living chessboard. It's a chessboard with figurines, and each one is a staff member modeled after
I knew rich people do stuff like
the
this.
staff member and custom made.
Yep.
They're all just chess pieces.
Rich
So
people
imagine
do this
you're the
sort of
housekeeper of this
things.
house. You come and you're cleaning the chessboard and you're like, why does this chess piece look exactly like me? Why does this look like the maintenance man? Why does
Wait,
this look
they
like the
turned-
assistant?
They made like a custom
Yes.
chess, but looks like workers.
The staff members, yeah.
That
of
is
the house.
so weird.
It's so bizarre.
And they just like move
Oh, I thought they actually used them, like, they make the workers play.
They made chess pieces.
Oh, I guess that's a little creative.
hmm
moving them around like a little
Yeah.
chess. But
Like-
only the workers, not themselves.
No, they're just pawns and they're gods of the masters of the universe.
Oh, that's so sick and twisted.
Yeah. But also
wow.
the psychology of coming to work and
Yeah.
you're on a chessboard. One day, Ghislaine walked over to Maria at the front and she pointed. Look at that pinhole right next to you. Maria looked. I mean, it looked odd. Was it reflective or something? It looked like there was a hidden camera or something there. So Maria later asked Jeffrey about it and he took her into
She said Jeffrey.
Oh, another drink. Oh, it burns.
a room where the entire desk was lined with screens and CCTV footage of secret cameras throughout the property, which is to be expected. This is a massive mansion with artwork that cost millions of dollars. The painting alone behind Jeffrey Epstein's desk, which, side note, we went through this whole desk thing in the first episode, okay? But it's 20 feet
did?
long.
Oh,
This is
another
like
one.
a
Another one. Take another drink. Ah. Ah.
dining
We're only 17 minutes in, too.
table of a
Oh,
desk. It's the
this
most
is gonna
massive
be
desk
fun.
people have ever seen in their lives. But behind it is a
Ain't this
painting of a
gonna be
woman
fun.
in a red dress, and she's pulling down one part of her dress to just expose one breast, and she's cupping it. That painting alone is $6 million. So having a lot of security precautions is
One
not the
chi-chi.
alarming part. It's to be expected. The alarming part is that Maria is
Really?
inching closer to the
A
screens.
$6 million
she-
Chi-Chi picture? Damn.
That's crazy.
That's got to be the most expensive nude that there is.
Probably. Let me Google
Damn.
it.
And only for one? Only for one Nepalis? Not both of them, just one?
The most expensive is actually 100. It's 105. 157.
105 million?
Yeah.
Which painting is that one of the cooch?
I'm not gonna show it. I'm not gonna show it.
Oh, I know that painting. They show the coochie. So the coochie more expensive than the Nepalis?
Yeah, of course.
That's some expensive coochie right there.
She sees that most of the CCTV footage is inside the house, inside the bedrooms, and even the restrooms, where you would expect full privacy. There were hidden cameras. If you were anywhere in this house, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine most of the CCTV footage is inside the house, inside the bedrooms, and even the restrooms, where you would expect full privacy. There were hidden cameras. If you were anywhere in this house, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Oh my god.
Oh, another one again. Oh,
We're watching you.
look at my cup.
And the FBI did nothing
Look
about
at
it.
my cup.
They took her call and they said, okay, thanks, and hung up.
Is it because it's just private resident? They can do whatever they want?
No, Maria was SA'd. She was assaulted by them.
Oh.
They're basically saying it's your word against a billionaire's.
Ah.
There's a saying in New York, the only sin in New York City is not having money. And Ghislaine Maxwell was a sinner. So she invited a few acquaintances over to her New York City place to repent. Now, I'm not sure if they all knew what they were there for a tea party. I mean, they show up to the address on time. It's this giant brownstone on the Upper East Side, and they knock on the door, and a staff member of the Maxwell New York City property ushers them in. So this is not Jeffrey Epstein's house. This is Ghislaine.
Oh my god. Hmm. Okay.
Oh, another Epstein. Oh,
And she's just weeping on the floor. No introductions, no hellos, no pleasantries. Ghislaine just starts allegedly screaming at them. I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke. She was wearing nothing but her undergarments dripped in expensive jewels like diamonds all over her neck, wrists, fingers, way down
Why
by
is she yelling,
diamonds,
"I'm broke"?
pearls. She had a full face of makeup on.
Just sell the jewelry.
She went from screaming to quietly, but still dramatically complaining to everyone.
Broke, you could just
And
sell
side
the
note,
jewelry.
people said that her voice was always like a low purr. I'm broke. Do you hear me? I'm broke. The guests look at her. I mean, this is so over the top. They're in a very clearly expensive brownstone. I mean, if you're really broke, you could probably sell that samurai armor suit downstairs. They're staring at all the diamonds just dripping from her neck and wrist. It was, even by high society standards, very out of touch. It was so abnormal.
Yeah, that's wild.
What's going on?
She doing too much.
Yeah, why is she not wearing clothes?
She's having a moment.
But she had all the jewelries on.
Exactly. It's
Was
like
this a choice she made?
It seems like it.
Okay.
It seems like she wanted to be in some sort of soap opera. But everyone there, they try to be sympathetic. Ghislaine Maxwell was a sinner. She had no money anymore because Robert Maxwell, her beloved father, was dead. Robert Maxwell was found naked.
But did he not save any money and like pass down
Dead, floating in the
stuff to
ocean
her?
near his $15 million
Yes,
super
sir.
yacht named the Lady
Good.
Ghislaine, after his favorite kid.
Really?
Ghislaine was Daddy's little
Look,
girl, his little
$15
mascot. So
million
it's
super yacht. She could sell that.
Literally.
very understandable that she was very distraught over his death. But even this was just a bit much.
But wouldn't he just leave everything to her?
Oh, we're going to get into it. Even when Robert Maxwell was still alive, Ghislaine was incredibly proud to be his daughter, but in kind of an alarming way. She once pulled aside a family friend of theirs, and I
Welcome to the strength, bro. ¿Qué pasa, cuz? You drive
guess
a
they're
tapache, cuz?
slightly disagreeing on something. And she turned on him and she said, "Don't forget, I'm Daddy's girl." And he was like, "What? Okay."
Okay.
Then she would
Ew.
turn around to her dad and suddenly
I'm
she'd be very
Daddy's girl.
quiet and timid and
I'm
snuggle up on him,
Daddy's
sit on
girl.
his knee. She worked her dad. I mean, she knew what he wanted from her and she became this blank canvas for him. But now he's dead and nobody knew why. I mean, they did and they didn't. 3 pathologists disagreed on the exact cause of death. There are
Emphasis
theories
on the
circulating that he had a heart attack and fell into the water, then died by accidental drowning. One person close to Robert Maxwell argued that Robert
Old was he when he passed away?
I do not know. Maybe like 60 something. 60, 70. maybe?
68. 68 years old. Yeah.
Drowning or cardiac arrest?
Mhm. Someone probably unalive him, but good. Who cares? I'm sorry.
always woke up in the middle of the night butt
Oh.
naked. He would walk
Miss
over in the dark
Ann.
to
Hello,
the edge
Miss
of his
Ann.
yacht to pee off the side. They speculated that he
Ew.
probably fell and drowned. Side note, Robert Maxwell had a thing for urinating off of the sides of things. Allegedly,
Oh, so he did fall and drown.
he
No! Oh my god, no, shut up.
That
Shut
boy
up.
pee-peed off the ledge. That boy
Oh my
pee-peed off the ledge.
wanted from her,
Okay.
and she became this blank canvas for him.
That's a man
Knowing
right
Robert
there.
Maxwell's
Pee-pee off the
personality,
ledge.
where he's constantly described as a bombastic, egomaniacal bully, nobody thought he would have gone quietly, nor would he have
Mr.
self-exited.
Bombastic.
So there's a lot
Oh
of
my
theories
God.
circulating that he was murdered. And some people just believe that no, he self-exited on the Lady Ghislaine near the Canary Islands. Because a few weeks after Robert's death, Maxwell's empire caught fire and burned to the ground. Authorities discovered a $500 million hole in the pension funds of the company. He had taken from his employees' pension so that he could stay afloat. When Robert Maxwell
Aw.
died, his net worth was negative $1 billion.
Ah.
Damn.
It's speculated that
Okay.
he realized this.
Okay,
Oh, that boy-
she was broke.
And there was no more that he could do.
That
They were
boy-
going to go
that boy
under. The boat
evil.
was sinking, so it's either go to jail, live in disgrace, or exit off the Lady Ghislaine. So the speculation is he chose to exit. That's what some people speculate. Ghislaine doesn't believe that he would have self-exited, but none of that mattered. The Maxwell family name was wrecked, and she could either stay in London where everybody hates her guts and try to rebuild it from the bottom up, or she could move to a whole new city and see if she could reinvent herself. That's exactly what she did. Ghislaine Maxwell came to New York City, got a place on the Upper East Side, and the obvious answer for someone like Ghislaine is to either A, get a job. I mean, you've got a degree from Oxford, one of the top 5 universities in the world, or B, do what a lot of other high society people do, get a husband.
So she technically still has some money, but not
Yeah,
a lot.
she
Like-
doesn't have billions, but she's
Right.
not broke.
Yeah. She has diamonds and
She's-
the mansion.
She's got probably speculating tens of millions.
Dang.
but not billions. Now, the people in attendance at this very bizarre broke tea party, they thought, she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. First of all, she's not broke. Second of all, she's just gonna find another man to finance her life, and that's okay. Because Ghislaine was always the type of girl that guys liked. Ghislaine once threw a big dinner party at her house, and usually guys are notorious for complaining about going to these dinner parties. They don't find it fascinating, they don't find it exciting. It's just another dinner with more people that you have to make small talk with. It's just not that fun. But the guys, they loved Ghislaine's parties. One of the attendees stated Ghislaine was a masterful hostess. I mean, it was like her life's calling.
She was a creep.
She knew how to cater to everybody's needs, but not in like this overly nice, I'm trying to please you or impress you way. It was almost just a level of class that exuded out of her. Just sophistication, very graceful.
I didn't know human trafficking is class.
Nope.
The tables were always beautifully arranged. The food was prepared by chefs and it was absolutely delicious. And then after dinner, Ghislaine disappeared. Eventually, she comes back to the dinner table holding a big stack of silk scarves. Everyone, come. We're gonna play a game. She starts passing out the scarves only to men. Blindfold yourselves. The objective of the game is all the men will have their eyes covered and the women will take off all of our tops and bras and we will walk around letting the guys guess who is who based on how the breasts feel. Based on weight, cup size, they can guess.
Wow.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, most of the guys were like, now that's how you throw a dinner party. They really liked Ghislaine. They thought, what a cool girl. But the girls, they feel so uncomfortable and in a way betrayed. Like, what woman in their right mind would peer pressure all these other women into a game like this?
Yeah. And are they couples or is
No.
it all everyone single?
Some couples, some single. People said Ghislaine was more like a man than a woman, and that's why men liked her. She was sharp, witty, a night owl.
I think all men are creeps. Maybe a lot, but like.
Nah, there's some women out there that are creeps too.
Well, clearly she is.
Not saying that that's like male specific, okay? But that's what people were saying about her. And she only wore the most expensive clothes, like broke or not. She only wore the most expensive clothes. And she just had these very interesting ways of flirting. I don't know if you can call it flirting. Allegedly, one time at a wedding, Ghislaine was flirting with a married man. Not the groom, but a guest, married nonetheless. And she's caressing his arm, laughing at his jokes. And his wife comes up behind him like, who the hell is this lady trying to rub up on my husband? The husband turns to introduce his wife to Ghislaine, but Ghislaine looks her up and down. And what is this? Ghislaine loops her arm around the husband's arm and walks him off into the crowd.
Whoa.
At another party, Ghislaine walked up to a writer. I believe this is the first time they're meeting. This writer is married. They're 3 minutes into a random, bland, pleasant conversation, small talk. The writer's wife is like 5 feet away. Ghislaine looks him in the eye mid-conversation, interrupts him. If you lose 10 pounds, I'll f*** you. Another guy dropped her off at her townhouse, and when she got out of the car, she leaned down through the window and said, if you come in and f*** me, I'll tell you the secrets of my father. It was, aggressive. It's like the concept of whatever I want, I get. It was just embedded into her DNA. It appears like she could not process any other outcome for her life. Other times, it wasn't as straightforward. She would allegedly meet a man at a high society party, lift her eyes up at them, and a lot of them describe her way of looking at people as utterly compelling. She was very charismatic, very magnetic, almost in a cruel way. Like, you know that she's mean, but for some reason, you want her to like you. The moment she looked at you, you would engage in 2 seconds of small talk with Ghislaine because this is your first time meeting, right? And you'd say things like, well, I work in finance and the main will you take me out to dinner? She would just say it so casually, like, oh, I like your pants. Kind of like that. And it worked most of the time. I mean, it didn't hurt that Ghislaine is beautiful. She's really electric. You wanted to be around her because it almost made you feel good. Like, this is a really cool person. And if they enjoy spending time with me, that must mean I'm cool.
Yeah, but
that's how Ghislaine made you feel. So one of the guys ends up taking her to dinner to this.
They're saying she's electric, but like, nah, she's too skinny.
Don't.
She needs a sandwich.
I'm gonna edit this out too.
She needs a sandwich. That poor girl needs a sandwich.
She's not even that skinny. It's more like I don't think she's attractive like that. What's her name?
She needs some meat on her bones.
No, she's not. She's not that skinny.
Yeah, no, skinny. Ew, she's old.
Well, duh.
Ew, she's old. Saggy skin.
Yeah, that's gonna become you someday. That's gonna become me
Ugh,
someday. We
I bet
get
her
old.
pepperonis point down to the ground instead of forward.
Oh my god. You need Jesus.
Saggy.
This
Nah, I
picture.
don't need Jesus. I don't need my cousin Jesus. She's old. Look at the saggy skin.
What happens when you become old to get saggy skin?
Nah, I won't have saggy skin because I'm gonna be round and plump.
That's actually
So
fair.
my skin gonna be tight, 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 tight.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice
Oh
little
God,
restaurant.
she
And
needs
for
some
the
meat on her
first half
bones.
of
That poor
dinner, I
girl.
mean,
She
everything's
needs a
going well.
sandwich.
She's a great conversationalist. I mean, nothing ever felt boring with her. And then halfway through the dinner, the conversation of her dad comes up. Very
I will just like to say I have no ties to this body shaming. Okay.
What?
All bodies are
Nah,
beautiful.
It's not body shaming. It's just people's got their preferences.
Quiet.
Some people like a skinny. Some people like it with meat on their bones.
Okay, I will play the video.
subtly. It's not
The
like he's
same
like,
thing.
who's your
No, no,
dad?
no, 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 no. Because you can't do that. Because it's the same thing with the girls. The girls like a man with more more hunk in their trunk, and some girls
Look at
don't.
the
So
show.
you can't say anything.
I like me a little booty. Booty, booty.
No, 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 yeah, no, not that. I'm talking about the trunk, the elephant trunk. They want more elephant trunk.
I just want a faithful man that's Christian and follows God
You
word.
want no damn man that's Christian. Get out of here. You want that boy to take you
Tell me
out
about your dad. Did
places
he
you've
die? What
never been.
happened? It just seemed casual. It would have been one remark and that's it. But it wasn't. She did
You
not
want
talk
no
about
Christian
anything
man.
else
Get
the
out
whole
of here.
dinner. I mean, once that conversation about her dad came up, all she talked about was how great her dad was, how incredible it was to be a part of his
Your dad's dead.
family, and how great he did for his businesses, how she would open up the daily
She was
newspaper
sitting
and
on
there
her
would be an
daddy's
article
lap. Of course, she's gonna say nice things about her daddy.
about him because he was that
God.
prominent of a figure. By the end of the dinner, she had been so loud and people were so interested in the story of her billionaire father. The entire restaurant was quiet and listening in. And it was so odd. The man said, you know, on one hand, Galena's so confident and magnetic and she's so straightforward. She's constantly hitting on guys and making the first move. But on the other hand, you could tell that she's severely insecure. It felt like she's got a lot going on inside. And like a nice gentleman, he probably thought maybe it's best to let her work through these things on her own before she starts dating people. But to some guys, they are drawn to that insecurity. They can smell it from a mile away like blood in the water. And Jeffrey Epstein was one of those guys. One day,
Yeah, then bang bang.
But like at the same
Oh,
time,
there he is again. Oh,
oh,
there. Oh, there's Daddy Epstein again.
okay, but we're not gonna act like she's been innocent the whole entire time. I don't know. She weird. She always been weird. She was
Hey,
raised weird,
she was raised weird, and then she liked wee wee.
including her.
Christina gets a call from
Oh
Ghislaine.
God,
Christina's an
gross.
author and kind of an
I
acquaintance of
guess her
Ghislaine. I
dad
mean, I would
cheated. I think
hardly call
that's what
them
you're trying
friends.
to
They're
say. He was
cordial. They
bouncing on
know
his
of
lap.
each other. They run in the same circles,
Ew.
but that's about it.
That's
Christina
gross.
gets this call out of the blue. You need to come over right now. Christina rushes to meet up with Ghislaine at her apartment, and the
From
minute that she
Alabama.
walks into the door, it's like she's getting pitched. Ghislaine is confident. Her voice is strong. You're going to make a lot of money, Christina. You are going to meet everyone. Your life is about to change. I'm sorry, what's going on? Live with me for a year. Move in so you can learn everything about me. And you're going to help me write a book. I'm sorry, what? A book isn't entirely a bad idea. I mean, Ghislaine does have a lot of high-profile friends. Her dad was mysteriously dead billionaire Robert Maxwell. She was also super close with members of the British royal family while she was studying at Oxford.
Oh, I think the royal family was also at Jeff Epstein Island too.
Yeah, the Rose family is on the list.
Yeah, that shit creepy.
I bet the
But
queen was touching little boys, little Timmys and little
oh my
Jimmys.
god. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising since like
Uh,
the royals was all like incest and inbred family members.
well, they technically are. They technically are. You know,
She
I, the
befriended
queen,
Prince
would like
Andrew.
to have little Timmy brought to my quarters.
Ew.
Dead.
Someone
She
farted. Who
That was
farted?
not.
That was not a fart.
Oh my
Someone
god.
Wait,
went
what Queen of
Was.
England? Queen of England 1 or 2?
No, Queen Elizabeth II. She's on Epstein's list.
Oh my god.
Oh
Wait, where
shit.
did you come from?
Yeah.
Oh, we're streaming right now watching Jeff Epstein video.
Oh, you said the name again. Take
Oh.
another one. Oh, you can't say his name. Remember what I said? You say his name, you gotta salute.
Yeah, every time you hear that
You see
name,
him or you hear him, you gotta
you drink juicy
What?
juice.
yummy,
You call me Juicy Juice?
yummy.
Yeah, we're drinking juicy juice right now.
Will I?
Oh my god, I got my Juicy Juice right here!
Nah. But I think Egypt's juicy juice is empty. She's just pretending now. So
No, it's not. You hear that?
no, I don't.
How that Hydro Flask is empty right now? Because you drink all your Juicy Juice, you alcoholic. I mean,
Don't
yo,
say that.
juiceaholic.
You
Oops.
can't say that. We're on Tic Tac.
We on
We're
TikTok.
drinking juicy juice, Tic Tac. We're drinking
TikTok.
apple juice
Yeah,
and
we're drinking.
Yeah,
EPA.
Tic Tac. Tic
I mean
Tac
orange
Wick
juice. Oh wait, we
bragged
turning on
about
our
how she made
cameras. Hold on, let me turn on my camera.
You
On my
can if you
camera.
want to.
On my camera.
Your face wouldn't be on stream.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm too ugly, anyways.
I'm gonna have little fairy wings because I'm a fairy. Can I call myself a fairy on here?
Yes, you can.
Hello,
Hello, little
Lizzie.
fairy boy.
How's it going, Lizzie?
Hmm.
I need to start saying people's username when they enter.
You didn't say my name. I feel left out.
What is your username?
My name is Osama. Did not do it.
Low-key true.
Oh,
It was Bush that did it. But anyways,
wait, Bush did 9/11?
Yeah.
stop.
Oh,
11.
oh shit! Shoot!
Yeah.
Oopsies!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tic Tac. I didn't mean to rip a chainsaw fart. I mean, this. I mean, we're talking about the Bible. All right, everybody, open up your Bibles to Genesis 1-13,
Okay, I'm gonna Google
and
that.
it
Genesis.
says,
Why do you have Kris Jenner as your profile pic?
Who?
Isn't that Kris Jenner?
What are you talking about?
Genesis
The girl.
1-13.
What girl? What are you talking about? My profile picture?
Isn't that Kris Jenner?
That's literally me. What are you talking about?
Really?
No, that you're looking up. Is that Kris Jenner?
That's
Is that Kris
that's
Jenner?
Jawilda Maxwell.
Who's Bewilda? Bewildebeest?
Jawilda.
it's
Jawilda
it's
Maxwell.
Maxwell.
No way this
Look
chair
how
just kicked me
old and
off.
saggy she is. Look how old and saggy she
Stop
is.
saying
Ooh,
that. I'm gonna
Why are
kick
you
you.
saying she's saggy? Like, what's wrong with being
whatever.
saggy? I'm
Yeah,
canceling you on TikTok right now.
yeah. Let's cancel
Cancel
him.
me.
And
Cancel me.
also, I mean, I don't really care. Also, because like she human traffic people, and like she's like really creepy and weird. And I'm happy she's in prison for life.
Princess Diana cry.
Watch the
Just
video,
another reason to
guys.
hate Ghislaine. She went to the Clintons' daughter's wedding. I mean, she was
Oh,
connected
I
to
know this
all the
girl.
people who ruled the world. But it's still such an odd, random request thing in Christina's life and live with Ghislaine for a year. Do people even care that much about her at this point? Christina is not convinced, and I think Ghislaine could see that. So she switches her tone and she stands in front of her big window overlooking the city and she says, "You have to write this book for me because I want Jeffrey to marry me. I need him to see me in a more elevated light with a book written about me. He'll do it.
Oh,
He'll marry
she
me if
said
there's a
it
book
again.
on me."
Oh,
Mm, 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 mm. Ah, refreshments. How delicious.
it's type nasty.
Refreshments. You got to put some lime juice on it. That's why.
That probably tastes better. Ooh, we're watching a video. We're streaming about you know who. So I can't say the name.
You can't say Jeffrey Epstein.
Do it again. All right, take another one.
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm a dumb blonde
Ugh.
at heart.
Oh, nah, that was a fake sip. You ain't take a sip.
I
I'm
literally
watching
did.
you on stream. That's a fake sip.
That's a fake sip, Egypt.
Yeah, nah, that was a fake sip. I saw you.
Ban both
Alright,
of you.
That has no fucking creativity.
You're also getting mute for that. Now, can we all be good Christians for TikTok, please?
listen, Tic Tac. We mean no harm. We love you, Tic Tac.
I'm happy I don't got that much viewers right now. 'Cause
Tic
people
Tac,
report you.
give Egypt a sponsorship.
This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
No. Adam and Eve. Have Adam and Eve sponsor Egypt.
Okay, Christina's like, now
Poor
it's
Egypt,
clicking.
she's so
Christina
lovely. Her
now
boyfriend is
understands
a
why she was
million
called
miles
out of the
away.
blue. Everyone who even knew of Ghislaine in New York
poor
City, everyone in
Egypt.
these circles
Poor,
knew
she's
that
so
she was
lonely.
absolutely
She has
infatuated.
Lovin's toys.
Shut the fuck up!
She has action figures.
I do.
She's got a dragon action figure. She's got
Well,
a
I don't.
Yeah.
I got a porcelain doll type. Porcelain doll.
My weave.
Oh
Why
god,
is
that thing's possessed.
Why is
Baby-
this window? Wait.
This is all natural. I don't know what you're talking about.
That thing
What?
look,
You're just mad that I
oh,
am
that one's creepy. I don't like
a
that one.
material girl.
I don't like that one.
No!
The author
Oh,
that
come really? You heard that?
Yeah, I heard someone say come.
No.
She said, "Come."
He said Jeffrey.
Oh, hey, you said it twice. 2 sips, 2 drinks.
Oh, I mean, you can't
Yeah,
tell what this
Egypt.
is. It's just iced tea.
Oh,
Egypt, you can't say Jeffrey.
He said it again. That's 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
Egypt.
it went up my nose. Oh, I'm drowning. Oh, it feels weird when it goes down my throat. Oh, through my nose. Uh, uh,
Drink
uh,
some
You better
water.
eat it up like you
Oh,
serious.
no. It went up my nose. I can feel it going down my throat. Oh my god. Oh shit. I'm gonna mute myself. Give me a second. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, he's busting a nut.
Muting you too. Until you behave yourself like a nice Christian does.
Ma'am,
can't say that
first
at
of all,
yet. Oh god, I almost drowned.
I don't
Oh,
think you can't drown that way, technically, can you?
whether it was genuine curiosity or just like a small talk sake, the author asked Ghislaine, "My goodness, Ghislaine, how are you keeping yourself so thin?" Ghislaine looked at her and very confidently, like this is not a raging red flag, said, "Jeffrey likes his girls thin." Well, still, how do you do it? Will, did you ever see
Bullshit.
anyone in a concentration camp with any weight on
he
them?
said it again. Oh,
Who says that?
mm.
she said,
Oh.
"Have you ever seen anybody in a concentration camp?"
Oh. I've seen people in the concentration camp in documentaries.
Who says that though? And hello, reparations land back.
Reparations,
I support.
land back.
Guys, I'm so material girl. At least I can handle my liquor.
Okay.
Oh, I ain't feeling anything. Look
Oh.
at Egypt.
I'm putting you guys in timeout, both of you. Okay. This is supposed to be about my dude that's a creep. Now I'm going to unmute you guys, right?
Funny. So you're muting your
Yeah, muting your entertainment. We're the stars of the show, Egypt. And you want to come
We're
in here
helping you.
and mute us and
We're helping
shadow
you.
us. How dare you? To my people. To my people.
you.
You want to say
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
That's not okay.
The only help you need is therapy.
Don't
Jesus.
¿Por qué me quieres hacer eso? Yo que te
Rude.
hice.
Well,
Hi-
bitch, I look so
Kaide.
fabulous in this blue
Kaide.
outfit.
Kaide.
¿Qué, me la mames?
Bro, what blue is this?
No, because
the
they
next
didn't
person
eat.
that
So I
joins,
call it the naughty
I'm gonna
diet.
say
I just
something
don't
mean
eat.
about them.
Wait, what'd you say?
The next person who joins or says something, I must say something mean about them.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
Egypt is a big stinky butt.
Okay, and you look like a stinky butt. Well, okay. And then you join and chaos came.
Damn right.
I'm such a big fan. Yes, I bet you're big.
What?
Egypt, you're
So
so
unnecessary.
famous. Egypt,
So
you're so
unnecessary.
famous. Egypt, you're so famous. So famous.
That's you.
Who said that was me?
I'm gonna get my buddy
Alright.
Kim Jong Un to come on your stream so you can show it to his people, and they'll
Okay.
love your content.
Okay, let's hear about this person that human trafficked people and go eat.
Side
All
note,
right.
both Ghislaine and Jeffrey Epstein were Jewish.
I don't want.
Oh my god.
Jeffrey Epstein was Jewish?
Oh, another drink. Someone said Jeffrey. Oh shit,
Oh
that's
my.
3 2 times. That's 2. That's 3.
Egypt, what you drinking? What you drinking over there?
Juicy
Ah,
juice. I'm gonna play the video.
monkey.
So that is a
Homophobic
really
Egypt.
bizarre. She just says, I just
Let
don't
me look
eat.
up if
The reason
Jeffrey
that Jeffrey
Epstein was
keeps me around to
homophobic.
begin with.
Again?
Oh
Damn, that's
god.
another one right there. That's
Okay,
another
I'm
right
muting
there.
Lex.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You gotta take a drink. You gotta take a drink. Yeah. Like
I,
Jeffrey Dahmer, except not the Dahmer.
Jeffrey Epstein for the
stop.
gays?
What in the world? Okay, I guess I keep you on mute actually.
Is that I don't make mistakes. It was such an odd conversation. What does that even mean? Are they dating? If so, what kind of mistakes are you talking about? I mean, it seemed like they were less of a couple and more like a team. The author remembers going to parties thrown by Ghislaine at Jeffrey Epstein's massive townhouse in
Oh my god.
Are these podcast? Is this a podcast that she hosts? Because I see
Yes.
like YouTube shorts of her.
Yeah, it's Rotten Mingo.
They're saying.
But what I do know is, welcome guys. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be talking about Jesus Christ. Now,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, this is Christian server. Forgot?
So what flavor of Juicy Juice do you have?
The blood of Christ, of course.
Ma'am, what flavor of Juicy Juice do you have?
I
There's
told you.
flavors.
The blood of Christ.
There's flavors.
Now let's go over this together. Jesus looked at them and said, with man, this is impossible, but not with God. And all things are possible with God.
So if all things are possible with God, so you telling me that the boy I like and everything, I could fall in love with him?
Yes.
Or are y'all refraining from the homosexuals because y'all hate the homosexuals? Huh?
Well, yeah, I do because I'm a Christian.
That's crazy. You just said that on live. That's crazy.
Well, as a Christian, I gotta be honest with myself. The homosexuals are. Wait. Let me stop playing before I get taken down. I remember I
What
was
if you're taken
joking.
down for homophobia?
Yeah.
Hey.
Why don't you sniff my feet? I'll flash people.
Some people.
Is it because I'm a homosexual?
Bitch, I'm gay too. Fuck you mean?
2, 3. I'm gay. Gay means happy. I'm feeling gay today.
She's saying that the kitty cat is for everyone.
Yeah. Sharing is caring. Share that boyfriend. Of course, he's ours.
Oh yes, puppy. Yes.
Yeah, you have him on the weekend. You have him on the weekends. We have him on the weekdays.
No, I have him forever.
Yeah, no. Tell him.
6'5".
Tell him. Listen.
I'm close.
Yeah. I'm 6'7". on a good day. What you mean?
Ghislaine would be connected to all these powerful people through the Maxwell name. She would bring them to Jeffrey into his den.
Oh.
I said that
literally
boy's
and
name 5
figuratively, and
times.
he would do business with them. So Ghislaine was more old money in that
Oh,
sense. But not really. Okay, so it's complicated. The Maxwell
Drink
family
some
were
water.
actually ridiculed often in
I
the UK
can't.
for being
I'm
nouveau
so far
rich, like
into it. You drink water now, it's just gonna mess up your stomach.
Yeah, but
What do you mean?
It's not the same one that they got here in the States.
Yeah, you're drinking your go-go juice, the
It
Mexican
is.
go.
they're not
Juice,
classy,
I mean,
but they're still
popcorn.
connected
My
with a lot
mom.
of people with titles.
Popcorn.
So compared to Jeffrey Epstein, who's just this
Oh my
vulgar
God.
finance dude on Wall Street, I mean, she's got
Titles.
connections.
At the stage
Oh,
that when they met, was
we're gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished that one. You have to get a new one. You finished
Yeah.
that one. I can tell you finished that one. You gotta get another one.
I finished this
When
one
you-
and I'm oh wait.
When you're done, you're gonna be booty calling your boyfriend.
You're like,
Kind of on his way.
I'm feeling
Like, I would say he's
romantical.
made it, but probably not to the status he will be through Ghislaine.
so Ghislaine's genuinely just attracted by this person rather than his status.
Oh, no, he has money. No
Okay.
status, but he's got money.
So she likes the fact that he's
Yeah.
rich
Yeah.
and she just genuinely really attracted to him.
Yeah.
You know
So
who else
he
is
still
rich?
has that New York City apartment
Donald
by the
Trump.
time that Ghislaine is inviting all these people over.
biggest.
That's
The
why he
biggest.
goes at Epstein Island.
Oh,
What?
they're saying who else has a lot of money on like Donald Trump. Daddy Trump got that money.
Whoa.
Ew.
Stop it. Get some help.
Ghislaine, he ends up making a lot more money. Now, Epstein was really not a likable person, even in Ghislaine's circles.
Does the last name count? I don't think it does.
Yeah, the last name does count. The last name counts. The last name counts. I feel bad for any kid whose first name is Epstein or first name is Jeffrey. That boy gonna get bullied so bad.
Well, if people know him, I mean,
Like, oh my god, you gotta be a bad parent wanting to name your kid that.
Jeffrey's kind of common name.
When I have kids, I'm gonna name my first.
My boy, Fatspiderman, had to be cut off because he had way too many to drink. Ignore the obviously cut off video.
I'm a
Epstein had some
homosexual. You
powerful
can't be
friends. So if you
saying
remember from
this.
part one, he was friends with like Leslie Wexner, the billionaire behind Limited Brands that
You
owns
love me.
Victoria's Secret. But Epstein's circle is still, like I said, limited to this finance world. And even there, Epstein was just a bit too much. Like
You
either
said
you
his
hate him
name.
for being so vulgar and bizarre, or you like him because you convince yourself, wow, this rich guy doesn't take himself too seriously.
I lied.
He did. She did say
One of
it.
these-
Look,
Yeah.
she did say it.
Dude,
Aw.
I love kissing men. I
Okay.
love men. I love
Ew.
men.
Who doesn't?
Men
Ew.
ew, men are gross.
Says you.
What you mean you got a whole boyfriend? What you mean? Man, I'm gonna tell him.
Technically,
Men are
fiance.
gross.
But they are gross. Just because I like,
Crazy.
one doesn't mean they're not gross.
Nah. I'm gonna tell him when I see him this Tuesday. Clanny, look at that. Be careful, Clanny. This Egypt hates men. She's like, haha, girl power.
That's crazy.
Ghislaine, she's a Maxwell. She went to
Down with
Oxford
the man.
University.
She's
She's
like,
very close
"Yes."
friends with Prince Andrew. I mean, he threw her a birthday party in England
Do you
once.
want
She's
little
close
fingers like
friends with the
white girls?
Clintons. It's just a different league. Side note, allegedly, whenever Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew
Wanna
were at a
twiddle
party
fingers
together,
like white
people said it
girls?
was
Oh my god, she said it again. And I heard you the first time. I was
Oh.
ignoring you.
He said his name.
Oh, you ignore me, huh? Nah, she doesn't like to twiddle fingers like white girls.
Take
You
a
don't
sip.
want to
Take a drink. You're looking thirsty.
you look dehydrated. Oh,
look
is that
dehydrated.
twisted tea?
It's
Ooh, you showed the
gross.
logo. Girl, what do you mean that's
Ooh, she
gross?
showed the
That shit's
logo. Oh.
good.
Sponsorship
No,
coming right up.
you have no flavor sense. It's
You
so
have no
good.
flavor to it.
What are you talking about? Girl, I'm from country bumpkin town. Like, come on.
Deep South Alabama.
It depends. Some white country don't be tasting good.
Oh,
Bro, what
They
you
do
talking
too
about?
much.
Nah, country food
Nah.
good. Country food
It
good.
depends. It depends.
Southern country food is good. If you
Yeah.
go to like the Midwest and shit like that, I don't know what the fuck they creating. Being creative ass fucking people that want to put fucking apples on pizza. Like, get that fucking shit out of here.
Oh, no,
Like,
no, no,
that's
no,
white
no,
white.
no, no, no,
Bro,
no.
white
That's
white's racist.
Caucasian. That's Caucasian right there.
That's
Technically,
Caucasus.
Caucasian's actually another ethnic group, and actually is different from white.
Something tells you like something tells me you like pickles, Egypt.
Ew.
You
I don't
like
Egypt,
pickles.
Nile.
you like
You
you
don't
like
like pickles?
No, I
you
Then
don't
how
like
do
like
you
Kool-Aid
pickles.
not like
pickles.
dip?
You like Kool-Aid pickles.
Oh yeah, I heard about Kool-Aid pickles.
You don't like Kool-Aid pickles.
Okay. Do
I
you
never
guys want to
tried
go
it
in
though.
timeout again? That sounds
Bro,
gross.
you just mad. You just
Nah,
mad
that's
that you
like
don't like to suck on a big pickle.
What?
deep fried pickle. You never had
Yeah.
deep fried watermelon?
You have in private browsing. Yeah, you be searching up jar pickles. I see you.
Hey. No.
See,
Deep
look
fried
at
watermelon.
her. She's searching
That's
up jar pickles
gross.
right now.
That's
Hey.
so gross. Y'all
Got it.
nasty.
She got different
Bro.
pickles on her actual browser history, not on the incognito.
That's
Oh, look at
gross.
that. Yeah, she
B
like them red
more, I
and
mean B
meaty.
Anyone
more.
She like
drinking
the
that?
meaty ones.
I drink that. It's
I
delicious.
drink that. Shit.
No. Search up fried watermelon. Search up
Yeah,
fried
fried
watermelon. That's
watermelon.
delicious.
I do
Fried
like fried
watermelon.
ice cream. You ever had fried ice cream?
Yeah,
Yes,
that shit good.
That
that's
actually is
delicious.
good.
It's what the kids call it these days. It's bussin'.
That's just
He said what the
AAV.
kid. He just said what the kids call it these days
Say
is
these days,
bussin'.
it's bussin'.
That's
Deep
just
fried
A,
watermelon.
sir,
What is
That's
sir.
just Ave.
That's
Oh,
AAVE.
that's
Ave.
great.
No,
AAVVE.
that's
African
African
American
American
Vernacular English.
Oh,
vernacular.
Oh,
oh,
vernacular? I
yeah.
thought it was verticular.
Vic-
What does verticular mean?
Perpendicular.
Perfect.
Perpendicular.
It's not math.
he,
What are
he
you
said
talking
he said
about?
he said perpendicular.
This isn't math.
What is it? A type of triangle?
I guess. Absolute. Obtuse.
Oh, geez, an acute triangle?
It's the most boring party in the
Right
world
angle.
because it
I'm gonna just play this video.
A squared plus B
Oh,
seems
squared
like they
equals C
had
he's
allegedly
squared.
this
mad.
competition was who could look
Length
the
times
most
width times height.
disinterested and bored.
What?
Yeah, so the two of them, they would just be sulking in their
I
corner.
love
They looked
squares.
like they
I
were too
love them
intellectual,
so
too high
Oh,
class to be
much.
entertained by anything. Another source
we
that
live
was
in
at one of these dinner
squares.
parties said Prince Andrew thought
Egypt,
it
you're
was
mad that I like
absolutely
squares, huh?
hilarious.
Ma'am, you're ruining my video. This video is supposed to
I'm
be
sorry that I like to talk about pickles, man. Shit.
has nothing to do with the video we're watching right now.
Oh, oh.
This is serious business. Okay,
Oh yeah,
Serious.
Jeffrey
yeah,
Epstein.
this is serious.
Oh, you gotta take another drink.
Oh,
Oh, oh, gone. You look thirsty.
Yeah, you look parched. Look dehydrated.
You look
Look at that.
dehydrated.
Hide
You look
that
very
logo.
dehydrated.
You gotta hide that logo. You gotta put some tape over it, like one of those, like
Yeah,
Bad Girls
we're not.
Club. Bad Girls Club. You
Yeah,
gotta put tape over it.
we ain't gonna get sponsored like that.
okay, now video time. This is serious.
By Kate Middleton's
No,
wedding.
everybody's
So
serious
this was like right
faces
before they were gonna
right
get married,
now.
and he thought
Oh
it
yeah.
was so he was in hoots because everybody was like, "What is she gonna wear? Oh my gosh, who's coming? Who's invited?" And he just thought, "Look at these peasants." Hee hee. What? This is so funny. Ghislaine's friends thought Jeffrey Epstein was weird.
Oh, come on.
Firstly, his New York
Oh, come on, bro. You heard
That
that?
boy say, yeah, hee hee.
City apartment was strange design, but also at these dinner parties, if they were mid conversation and Jeffrey Epstein found himself getting
Oh,
bored,
come
he would
on. Now she's just saying it too much.
Again? Come
Drink.
on. Come on, girl. Hey, Egypt's eyes are getting a little drowsy. You okay over there? Your eyes
She's
look
sitting there. She's sitting there
shit.
like, guys, don't worry.
I'm okay. Oh my god.
She looking high as fuck inside the inside the.
First
Oh
off,
She look
is
like she in the clouds.
that a
if I give you
microaggression? It's coming off
if I give you
as a
if I give you some
microaggression.
of the juice that I
It's giving
got,
racism.
Microaggression. Racism.
Two little
Damn.
swigs. You're done.
You're canceled.
How am I
I,
canceled?
I can't be canceled. I'm untouchable.
No. You're supposed to be
I'm a bad bitch. I can't be canceled,
Fat
Egypt. Okay?
Spider-Man. You're supposed to be on my side. And we're supposed to act like we're canceling her.
We're canceling Mango. Yeah, Mango. We're canceling you.
No,
You
like
Chinese person.
play the video for
Yes.
silence. You hear that? Now we're gonna do reaction with Lex. Oh, hi Lex.
Hi, I'm a white girl.
Welcome. How's it going?
My pussy's wet.
Great. That sounds marvelous.
That thing
Everybody
is
and
so
scream.
Welcome.
And
that thing's so
what does that have to do with pussy? That was his favorite saying. Ghislaine would be the only one sincerely laughing. Everyone was just speak. He was
Wait,
in
what was
heat
his,
because
wait, I want to see what was his favorite saying?
everybody was like, "What is she gonna wear? Oh my gosh, who's coming? Who's invited?" And he just thought, "Look at these peasants." Hee hee. What? This is so funny. Ghislaine's friends thought Jeffrey Epstein was weird. I mean, firstly, his New York City apartment
Look at
was
these
Wait,
peasants.
I want to hear what he said.
What Jeffrey Epstein said?
Yeah, because he
Take your
says,
drink.
oh yeah, well, two technically.
He said, look at these peasants. And then he did.
No, he said something after, but I can't hear it because you guys keep talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I want to hear it. Okay, let me see.
Why are you crying?
strange design. But also, at these dinner parties, if they were mid-conversation and Jeffrey Epstein found himself getting bored, he would just interrupt everybody and scream, "And what does that have to do with pussy?" That was his favorite saying. Ghislaine would be the only one.
He will interrupt everyone and say, "What does that have to do with
pussy?
Gucci?
Yeah, the
Gucci?
gooch.
Gucci.
Gucci?
Gucci.
The Gucci?
Gucci.
Sincerely laughing. Everyone was just glancing at each other and awkwardly chuckling because what the hell is that?
It's so crazy these two found each other.
Yeah.
They're so weird in their own way already. I can
match
see
made in hell.
Right, I already can see how this is gonna like go
escalate.
Yeah, exactly.
Ghislaine's friends would ask her, "Wait, so what does he do for work?" "Oh, he's the money manager, but he only takes on clients with at least $1 billion to manage." So now, Christina, back in the apartment, is no longer interested in writing Ghislaine's book. She's not going to waste a year of her life writing a book for Ghislaine just so Ghislaine could get proposed to. Like, what kind of deal is that? But Ghislaine keeps begging. Jeffrey has been medically diagnosed by the best doctors in the world. He needs 3 orgasms a day. Sometimes he has an erection that lasts 24 hours. Hi.
Okay.
He hasn't done what in the last 24 hours?
He has an erection that lasts 3 hours.
Stop! Don't. You could have texted that.
That's crazy. That lasts 3 hours?
Shit, that's nothing.
She said 24 hours. 24 hours.
That's what you call erectile dysfunction.
No. He
Isn't
has
that
it
the
he's
opposite?
up for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
I
that's
thought erectile dysfunctions when it was still going up.
No. It's when you can't.
yeah. But I mean that's still a problem to have it 24 hours if he actually does. I don't know about that.
It's Viagra.
It seems like a cap, but that
It's
seems like a
Viagra.
medical problem.
That boy taking blue chill.
I think
Blue chill.
there is a disorder actually like that, but it's painful for the person.
No way.
Christina's like,
She's ignoring
"Excuse
us like
me?"
she
And what does
always
that have to do with this?
We're trapped in
Yeah.
her basement.
Help us. She has us in her basement. We haven't eaten in 3 days.
She wants to kiss me on my hot mouth.
Yeah, no. That's never gonna happen. But
She wants to
She's
sell
telling her
me to
boyfriend on
Biden.
her.
She wants to sell us to Biden.
first off, Biden doesn't even know where he is. Okay. Now, if I really want to make a deal, it'd be to like, I don't know,
She's
give me
telling us how
a
she's gonna
politician name.
kidnap us.
She's trying to sell us to the Russian man.
I don't
She's
know
trying to
about
sell
that.
us like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, she wants to take us to the island.
But there's
Help! I need. I'm
Does it
dying.
fart? Egypt,
Food.
does it fart?
does your mom fart?
Do you fart? You're my mom.
I ain't your
You
mom.
legit. Yes, you did. Yes, you are. You legitimately gave birth to me. How do you have a
Honestly,
JJ?
I would.
Damn.
Anyways,
Exactly. Christina felt like, am I on drugs? Is she on drugs? And like, what chapter of a book would that even go into?
The opener.
Yeah, the author's note. I mean, Ghislaine's like, I cannot keep up with his needs, so I drive around. I look for girls that are his type, then I offer them a deal. Do you want to give a rich man a massage for a few $100? Christina's like, what are you talking about? What I do in Palm Beach is I get in my car, I drive to the trailer parks. I look for Jeffrey's type, and when I see what I'm looking for, I approach them. I bring them to the house.
bruh, not her actually admitted to human trafficking people.
The way Ghislaine described what she does for Jeffrey is
They said the
interesting.
first
It's so
name.
casual.
This is the name.
Uh,
Yeah, they said the name.
I love how casually she admit to human trafficking
Oh,
people.
they said the name again. They said it twice.
Does it fart?
It burns.
That's right, Kitty.
Wait,
I
it
can
doesn't
smell
fart. It
everything.
burns.
I can smell everything.
Yet so professional.
Cleared the passageway of my nostrils.
Oh yeah, when you take snow.
No, my juice.
That was a joke. Supposed to laugh.
I can't do. I'll do the. You ever tried snorting pixie dust with candy in the straw?
No.
What are you doing snorting pixie dust with a candle?
No,
No. Smarties.
straw.
You
No.
crush the Smarties and
No.
then you snort them. It hurts.
This is why we here at EGYPTNILE channel, we support therapy and getting help when you have an addiction. Well, do you not watch movies? This is why you need to watch Euphoria.
I don't do. Oh, you think I want to see Zendaya cracked out of her mind, huh?
First
That's
off,
I understand drugs, huh?
No.
do you not see my background? My background is Jules from Euphoria. That's my wife. She
Who?
just doesn't know it yet. That's my wife.
Who's that little
That ain't
fairy
your
in the
wife.
background?
That's not Jules. That's just some random blonde lady.
That's a
Is
random girl.
that's Jules from Euphoria. You
What's
don't
Tinkerbell
understand.
doing in the water?
Am I gonna have to force you guys to watch Euphoria?
No, you can't make me. I'll gouge my eyes out.
This.
Casual in the sense that Ghislaine talks about picking up these girls like she's picking up takeout for her boyfriend, just debating on which meal he's craving and then going to pick it up. But at the same time, you can tell that Ghislaine takes it very seriously. It's like a career, a profession. Apparently, she would even leave parties early to go pick up girls for Jeffrey.
So at this point, are they dating or are they romantic?
Knows. So
Nobody knows.
it's speculated that they started off briefly romantic. And then they were no longer romantic, became best friends and codependent on each other for various
Take
things.
a drink.
Girls.
Jeffrey Epstein was
when
probably
they mention
dependent.
them when they show pictures of that beautiful old man.
Who?
Take a drink.
You like it when I fart?
She said it
like when I
again.
shit?
Oh, but who farted her? I heard
Pinky
something.
the shit.
Lex.
Bitch.
You're not even a fart. I mean,
this is me quick, but I'm quicker. This is me thick, but I'm thicker. Sick of me rich, but I'm richer. Yeah.
Fast
On
forward
Ghislaine
20
Maxwell
minutes.
for her connections, and I think that he liked being associated with her.
you said
She was-
fast forward 20 minutes.
Yeah. And then we can finish the video that fast.
Oh, I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. Okay. Oh, I thought I unmuted you. Oh, you smart.
really good at hosting. She was doing all the wifely duties without him having a wife. She's hosting these parties for these business partners and getting him more clients for whatever he's doing.
And she just
Nah, a little bit faster.
She's obsessed with him, and
No,
he's paying her a lot of
I
money.
can't do that.
We don't know how much, so it's almost like ex-girlfriend,
Like that, yeah,
employee,
like
best friend. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And there's no definitive timeline or a strong point of when it transitions.
Mm.
It's very odd. But it does seem like she's obsessed with him. Whether she wants to marry him for the money or for the love, it's unclear. Christina looks at Ghislaine. Wait, but who are these girls? What are you even talking about right now? And Ghislaine whips around and says, they are nothing. They are trash.
Oh.
Christina was taken aback. I mean, Ghislaine was clearly desperate for Epstein.
Wait, did she? Oh, she said it twice.
Yeah. Now you gotta take 2 drinks fast. Don't pause it though. Don't pause it. Let it keep on
No.
playing. Let it keep on playing.
Okay.
I mean, enough to go and find girls for him to sleep with 3 times a day, and she still wants to marry him. But not only that, she's talking about these women like they're subhuman. They're nothing but slots to fill in Jeffrey's busy schedule. Christina walked out of that apartment that day disgusted. She had no idea that Ghislaine Maxwell was talking about children. 14-year-old girls.
Oh,
one of the most iconic
one.
stores in New York City was Henry Bendel on 5th Avenue. The brand's colors are brown and white stripes. I don't know if you guys remember Henry Bendel. And at one point, a lot of wealthy women would go there to shop. It's like a department store, so they have a little bit of everything there. And Liz was working there, assisting a woman. And Liz was asking, wait, how do you spell your name? I'm so sorry. It sounds like the French spelling of gasoline. And the woman said, it's Ghislaine. And my boyfriend thinks I'm a lot like gasoline. I'm the gasoline and he's the match. So Liz and the woman, Ghislaine, they start busting out laughing. I mean, I've worked in retail before. These are like the best clients. Sometimes in luxury retail, you have people who take themselves way too seriously and you feel like as the salesperson, you have to walk on pins and needles because they're so prim, they're so proper. But then you have someone walk in buying stuff and they're so fun to be around. It is like the best part of your day. And Liz is genuinely having a good time. She feels like she's making a friend. Ghislaine picked out a ton of stuff and requested that Liz drop it off at her hotel nearby later tonight. Which, I mean, it isn't completely unheard of in Manhattan in luxury department stores. So Liz is like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And I'm kind of excited to see her again. Not in the, oh, I can't wait to spend time with her, but more so, at least it'll be fun to drop it off with this client rather than a different client. So Liz hauls all the bags to the hotel. She gets there. The concierge was expecting her. He escorts her to the dimly lit hotel bar.
How's she talking so fast?
This is my friend, Jeffrey Epstein. Hello. They had Liz sit down, and she remembers thinking, wow, if Ghislaine is electrifying, Jeffrey's on fire. I mean, the two of them are just so fun. They're so hilarious, fun, natural to be around. Ghislaine explains, our residence is being renovated, so we're staying here for the time being. Oh, actually, do you mind helping me bring the bags up to our room? Liz agreed. They went up the elevator, got to the room. Liz came in, and they were still talking as normal. Then all of a sudden, Jeffrey gets up, goes to the restroom, and Ghislaine, without saying anything, goes in after him. And it's just a little bit weird. Liz is just standing there like, okay, I don't know what they're doing. Then they come back out in bathrobes. And again, it wasn't the craziest thing in the world. I mean, they didn't make it weird. They're still having open conversations about casual stuff. It just seemed like maybe they're turning down for the night. And then out of nowhere, the entire energy of the room shifts. Jeffrey and Ghislaine start making out in front of Liz intensely. Liz has zero idea on what to do. I mean, did she just say, okay, bye, thank you, and leave? Did she wait it out and hope that they're done in 3 seconds so that she can politely excuse herself? She doesn't even know. She can't even fully run through her options before Ghislaine starts waving at her to join them. Ghislaine kept narrating what Jeffrey likes, how she pleases him, but Ghislaine's voice was never in this weird, overtly sexual way. It almost sounded like a big sister teaching a younger sister how to braid her hair. It sounded so natural and almost normal. Liz stated the night escalated into full assault, and as soon as she had the opportunity to run away, she ran away. And Liz left as quickly as possible.
Should I pause it? I gotta
hit her job at Henry Bendel. She wanted to get as far away from her job, as far away from Ghislaine as possible. She wanted to just get over that night. Like, forget about that night. And
what I missed?
Nothing. I didn't play it until you came back, so I'm going to play it.
Making some instant soup while I do
the trauma. A few weeks later, Liz is working at a new high-end retailer. A woman walks in through the door. I'm looking for Liz. It was Ghislaine Maxwell. For 3 years, Liz tried changing her phone number, her apartment, her job. Ghislaine and Jeffrey always found her. Because Ghislaine and Jeffrey always get what they want. There's an interesting quote that's history repeats itself, but in such a cunning disguise that we never detect the resemblance until the damage is done. So I guess it's supposed to mean that history is running on a cycle. We're doing the same things over and over again, and we don't even realize it because it's so cunning. Ghislaine Maxwell seemed to be modeling Island Little St. Jeff's after her childhood. Whether this is intentional or subconscious.
Listen. You're talking so much you missed that she said it.
I heard it. I already drank.
Oh shit. Wait.
So we briefly went over the island in part 1, but Jeffrey Epstein owned an island in the U.S. Virgin Islands where he would take honestly whatever he wanted. Sometimes he held scientific conventions there where he and 20 of the top physicists in the world, including the likes of Stephen Hawking, would explore the concept of gravity. Other times he would go there with his closest friends. Who's been on that island has been hotly debated. Names like Bill Clinton, Naomi Campbell, Stephen Hawking, Prince Andrew, the Obamas, like they've all come up. Their presence on the island has all been debated. But the locals that were there, they knew that young girls were constantly on that island. They don't know about the Clintons or the Obamas or Naomi Campbell or any of these people, but they nicknamed Epstein's plane as the Lolita Express because every time he would fly in with a plane full of underage girls and they would be barely clothed, just lounging in the sun with Epstein. It's stated by victims that the island is where a lot of the trafficking and the, quote, loaning out to celebrities, CEOs, world leaders happened because of how secure it is. The island is controlled by Epstein. It's his own lawless land. You can only get to it by landing his private jet on a nearby bigger island, then taking his helicopter to Little St. Jeff's. Allegedly, Epstein purchased a ton of sea urchins, like the spiky shelled black balls, to put into the ocean to spread throughout so that nobody could get on or off his island without him knowing about it.
I'm hanging out with a few of my friends.
Okay, bye.
You guys have a good one.
You too.
Okay, let's twiddle our fingers together like white girls.
It's basically like being completely deserted on an isolated island. There have been allegations of rituals being held on the island where the rich and influential have sacrificed children in exchange for more power. Allegations of group intimate relations with world leaders and underage children. It's also alleged that what we know about everything that happened on the island is only tip of the iceberg. It's stated that a big group of Jeffrey Epstein's victims on the island were foreigners, underage foreigners from Eastern Europe that were flown in to be trafficked, abused, and then flown back with threats and fear. It's been corroborated to a degree by another victim from the island that said this was true and that Epstein would joke about how it's perfect because they don't have to listen to the girls talk because nobody understands their language. There are allegations that victims' passports were confiscated on the island and it became a jail. They had lost all ability to say no to anything. They were completely powerless. But the frustrating thing is, we don't know for 100% certain what happened on that island. We know bits and pieces from victims, but the full scale of all the crimes that took place, I don't know if we'll ever know.
It's
But I
going
can
too
present you with some of the
fast.
stuff that we do know. And what we know about this island and how it was run, it seems alarmingly similar to Ghislaine's childhood. So I'm going to try to give you little bits and pieces of both because it's kind of eerie. A lot of this was told in Sarah Ransom's book where she was lured to the island by a friend of hers. She was recruited essentially to the island. She gets there, her passport's taken, she has no way off, and she's being assaulted. It's bad. So growing up, Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father, believed that his whole life, women are just there strictly for men's pleasure. I mean, they're strictly there as objects to be used at his convenience. He would hit on other women in front of his wife. He would hit on those women's daughters in front of that woman and in front of his wife. I mean, women for him were just a good time. That's it. On the island, Sarah remembers Ghislaine was going to be arriving separately from everyone. And Sarah was so nervous and excited to finally meet this woman that every other girl on the island was talking about. Some even called her Mama Bear. One girl told her she's powerful, wealthy, and she knows everybody. Don't cross her. Just stay out of her way and you're going to be fine. Just do whatever she tells you to do. When Ghislaine's helicopter landed, Sarah nervously waved hello when Ghislaine got off because what else are you supposed to do? Ghislaine looked her up and down, walked past her, because to Ghislaine, just like Robert Maxwell, Sarah and these other girls were nothing. They are trash. Growing up, Ghislaine's dad trained her to be some sort of arranger, connector. She was always putting two people together. So when her dad Robert would host parties at the Hill Hall, Ghislaine was expected to bring people she thought would be interesting for her dad, or bring people that would be interesting for her dad's friends, i.e. very young women. And she was really good at it. Ghislaine would always find the right people to connect. She knew how to read people. She knew how to read the room. She knew exactly what people were looking for. Ghislaine would make such seamless, smooth introductions.
So she'd been doing this before Jeff. Oh. She'd been doing it before him.
Between two parties that you would never even know that all of this was masterfully planned and meticulously executed by Ghislaine. She just had a way of making everything, normalizing every single social interaction. On the island, Sarah claimed Ghislaine would wake her up in the middle of the night to go service Epstein. Even if she told Ghislaine she was bleeding from the assaults from earlier that day, Ghislaine would calm her down and forcibly drag her if she needed to, because her job is to connect the two. She's there to arrange the meeting between Sarah and Jeffrey Epstein, and she was going to get her job done. Growing up, it said Ghislaine developed an ED at just 3 years old. They say it's one of the main reasons that the Maxwells spoiled Ghislaine more than the rest of the kids. Her parents felt like she was really neglected when she was a baby. So right around the time of Ghislaine's birth, the eldest son of the Maxwell family had slipped into a coma. And a lot of people were just not paying attention to Ghislaine. And it's speculated by Ghislaine's parents that Ghislaine developed a terrible eating disorder at just 3 years old to try and receive some attention. On the island, Ghislaine tells Sarah she's too heavy. You being 5'9" and 146 pounds is not to Jeffrey's liking. Ghislaine would make sure that all the delicious food that the chef prepared were off limits to Sarah. All the snacks would be locked up. When the rest of the group would sit down to eat, Sarah was given thin slices of cucumber, tomato, and tiny, tiny portions of meat. The other girls would glance at her, and Sarah, she can't leave this island. She's being abused. There's no way out. There's no escape. She's miserable, and now she's being starved. She's taking giant gulps of water in between bites of cucumber to try and fill her stomach. Growing up, Ghislaine had these Sunday weekly reviews. Every Sunday during family dinner, the Maxwell kids would be instructed to stand around the dinner table. They can't sit down. They would have to stay standing until Father Maxwell would walk in, and the room would be silent. Everyone would have their shoulders pushed back, their chest forward, and they would wait for him to sit down at the seat at the head of the table, and he would probably say something along the lines of, "Proceed." The children would have to go one by one, giving a full presentation to Robert Maxwell about what they did this week, what they achieved, and what they hope to achieve next week. If he didn't like their responses, they don't get to sit down. They don't get to eat. He would take off their belt and whip them, and then send them up to their rooms where they would have to write him an apology letter after getting whipped. On the island, Ghislaine would have Sarah stand up at the dinner table and had all the other girls point out all the, quote, fat parts of her body. And she would laugh, "You're enormous. If you didn't eat for an entire month."
Jesus. This is a lot.
Yeah, calling the little girl fat, that's too much.
You'd still be overweight and disgusting.
They're way off
Other days,
topic.
she would grab Sarah's waist at the dinner table, have Sarah stand up and start poking at her waist.
about
Look how massive
Epstein.
you are today. It looks like we need to cut down even on cucumbers.
So this, I mean, it is on topic because this is what happened at Jeff Epstein Island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ghislaine told her the only acceptable weight for her at
You
that
said
height
it-
was
you
114
said it
pounds,
twice.
which would actually
It's
classify
too-
Sarah as underweight. But Ghislaine did not care. Growing up, Ghislaine's mom never stepped in to help when the kids were being belittled or berated by Robert Maxwell. She took a very passive approach. Some would even argue that she let it happen. On the island, there were a lot of girls that looked at Ghislaine like a mother figure. Shantae was one of those girls. Shantae came to the island because she thought this was a great opportunity to become a masseuse. She remembered the first time on the island, she felt like she was in a fantasy land. She was a princess. Everyone had their own separate villas that were separated from each other, and the beautiful candlelit dinner. I mean, Shantae went back to her villa, and someone had lit a candle in the room, left a book on the nightstand, and had a mosquito net set up around her bed. It's like a dream. She remembered the first night she plopped down on her bed thinking, this is gonna be the best job in the world. I get to travel the world and I just do massages. Incredible. She starts reading her book. She's getting ready to fall asleep when she hears a knock on the door. It's one of Epstein's assistants. Jeffrey's ready for his massage. Shantae thought it was odd, but she was hired to be a masseuse, and technically it's a private island. Maybe island time works differently. I mean, she tried to convince herself this is completely normal, right? Because if you're hired to be a private masseuse, it's not like you just work business hours. She follows Jeffrey's assistant, goes to his villa. The massage table was all set up and the waves were crashing
Going too fast for me.
Yeah, it's better this way.
outside on the rocks. And Shantae kept thinking, well, okay, this is a little uncomfortable, but at least Ghislaine is nearby. Because I don't know if that's his girlfriend or his wife or what, but she's like the mom of the group. Shantae waited for Jeffrey, and he burst in with a rope, threw it off, and climbed onto the table. He looked incredibly smug, she said. Then he grabbed her wrist and tugged her toward the bed, pulled her on top of him, and he assaulted her. She stated the more she struggled, the more fun he was having. When he was done, he just jumped up, left her there, hopped into the shower. Shantae said she was so traumatized, she got up, threw on her shorts, ran all the way back to her villa without her shoes, cutting up completely, the whole bottom of her feet was all bloody, and she cried herself to sleep. And she kept thinking, there were so many people. Ghislaine was there. She was nearby. She knew Ghislaine heard her scream, and Ghislaine did nothing. There were 70 staff members on that island. How did they not see anything? I mean, Ghislaine warned the employees that there would be a lot of women around. She explained it to the employees as, they're going to be bees around the honeypot. But I'm Queen Bee. Always remember that. And it was impossible to forget. Ghislaine was a demanding bee. There were about 70 staff members on the private island alone. Some of them called her Hurricane Ghislaine. They said whenever she got to the island, all tranquility, all peacefulness, gone, out the door. And her way with staff was to treat them, quote, like the help. I mean, she was ruthless. The workers there were explicitly told not to be seen unless requested, and they weren't allowed in most buildings where the abuse was taking place. So many victims stated it's perfectly understandable that some of the staff didn't even know what was going on. But they say a photo is worth 1,000 words. And there is a painting of Bill Clinton that was saying a lot. There was a painting of Bill Clinton hung in Jeffrey Epstein's New York City mansion. It's of Bill Clinton in a blue dress and red heels. Former President Clinton is sitting, dangling his legs off the side of an armchair and pointing at you, or whoever's looking at this painting. And he's smiling in almost like this coquettish manner. Some people have interpreted this painting to be the one that pokes at Bill Clinton's affair with Monica Lewinsky, because Monica Lewinsky is the woman that Bill Clinton had an affair with while he was president of the United States. Side note, the power imbalance there is like a whole other story for another day. But she wore a iconic blue dress that was stained with the president's bodily fluids after an intimate incident that they had. She wore the blue dress for the rest of her day working as an intern in the White House because she thought it was spinach dip that she had spilt on her dress. It was not spinach dip. I mean, I guess it could be argued that it's the blue dress Hillary Clinton wore to the 2009 Kennedy Center honors. It's not, but it could be. I guess art is about who interprets it. And the interpretation that the internet had of this painting being hung in Jeffrey Epstein's New York City estate was he was sending a message. Because if he knows Bill Clinton personally and still purchased this piece of art and hung it up, it almost felt like he was outwardly telling people, I have stuff on Bill Clinton. I have stuff on everyone. I can make fun at former presidents. Because what are they going to do to me? Jeffrey Epstein was also known to keep a collection of photos of very powerful people that he had ties to, allegedly. He had a wall of photos that included Woody Allen, Bill Clinton, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Pope John Paul II, and Cuba's Fidel Castro. Now, just to preface and disclaim, just because there are pictures of them on his walls doesn't mean they were in any way friendly with one another or even met each other, or even if they did, that still does not explicitly imply guilt of any sort of crime or even morally corrupt action. So don't tell me. Honestly, I should just leave it there. But I will say, a lot of the photographs included individuals who had scandals of their own, so it's just very interesting. But more damning in Jeffrey Epstein's photo collection were photos of young girls in small bikinis or naked girls pictured on the beach. There were several photos of various girls engaging in group activities with one another and with Epstein. There's a crudely drawn picture of a baby and a skull, as well as a real photo of a girl that appears to be around 6 years old wearing a short dress, bending over and exposing her back. But that's not even the picture that brought this case to the forefront of all the international news. Instead, it was a picture of 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre wearing a tank top, a pair of jeans. There's Ghislaine Maxwell standing in the back, and Prince Andrew of the British royal family with his arm on 17-year-old Virginia's bare waist. There is a room in Florida where there are so many valuables in this room. Crystals, chandeliers, museum-level statues. But if you really want to rob the place because, I don't know, you have a wish to be imprisoned, I don't advise anyone to do that. But if you must, they say you should peel off the walls. Not for the artwork that's hanging there, but the room is plastered with $7 million worth of gold leaf. Or if you think that's way too complicated, just steal a bathroom sink or two because there are gold-plated sinks worth over $100,000 per sink. It is the 20,000 square foot ballroom in Mar-a-Lago, former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach. Did you know they charge $200,000?
Wow. That's crazy.
For your initiation fee. It's a one-time payment that you don't get back. There's also an annual fee of about $16,000 that you have to pay. But even if you have the money and you want to spend it at Mar-a-Lago, you can't. They have a 500-member cap, and each applicant must be vetted and
That's crazy.
referred by a current member, and then Trump himself will sign every single approved applicant. Jeffrey Epstein was banned indefinitely from Mar-a-Lago. He wasn't even a member, and he got banned.
I feel like that sounds more impressive than
Being a member.
Yeah.
Exactly. Allegedly, Ghislaine was the one who knew Trump, not Epstein. And through Epstein's connection with Ghislaine, Epstein started visiting Mar-a-Lago, even though he's not a member. I don't know if that's against the club rules. I don't know if the rich are allowed to break club rules, but it seems like Trump didn't really care. Until one day, he gets a call from a very angry member. He states that his young daughter was laying out by the pool when a man approached her, giving her some sort of reason on why she needed to go to his mansion. And she went, probably assuming everyone at the club was at least familiar with her family, maybe a family friend. It'd probably be safe. So she went, and he tried to convince her to get naked. So she ran out of there, called her dad, who immediately directly called Trump, very upset about what transpired, and Epstein was banned from ever stepping foot on Mar-a-Lago ever again.
That is a crazy, crazy story.
That's crazy.
But Ghislaine wasn't. Virginia said the same thing happened to her, but she didn't have rich parents to call Trump. Virginia was a changing room assistant at Mar-a-Lago, making $9 an hour. Her dad worked there as a maintenance manager. One day, Virginia found her dad at work, and she was excitedly telling him about this new opportunity that she had. One of the very wealthy members had asked her if she wanted to work for her and earn a massage therapist license. I mean, it seemed perfect because she would probably pay more than the club, and Virginia would get a license from it, meaning it would only open more doors for her future. Virginia was so excited, and her dad wanted to support her.
She just said $9 or was more than I don't know.
She said
Everyone at the club
$9
was at
an
least
hour.
familiar with her family, maybe a family friend.
That
They'd
ain't
probably be
nothing.
safe.
What the heck?
So she went, and he tried to convince her to get naked. So she ran out of there, called her dad, who immediately directly called Trump,
Aw,
very
man.
upset about what transpired, and personally drove her. Her dad personally drove her to Epstein's Palm Beach mansion, where Ghislaine met with the both of them in the driveway. Ghislaine reassured Virginia's dad that they would have Virginia home safe and sound later tonight, so he could just get home and rest. He trusted them. They're members of the club. So Virginia's dad left. Virginia was escorted upstairs with Ghislaine. She's 16, 17 at the time. She has zero experience with massages. She's never even gotten a massage at this point, so she has no idea how it works. She goes upstairs, the door swings open, and she's shocked. Jeffrey Epstein is laying there naked on the table.
Ew.
Virginia is like contemplating running out, but she reasons with herself, because our brains are incredible at reasoning with ourselves, that maybe this is normal, like maybe you just put a towel over, right? But then Ghislaine starts taking off her shirt and starts rubbing her bare chest on Jeffrey Epstein's body with massage oils, implying to Virginia and stating that this is what she needs to do. They coerced Virginia into taking off her clothes. She just did as she was told. I mean, she didn't know what else to do. That was the very first time the two of them assaulted Virginia Giuffre. Virginia Giuffre would be one of the key victims to take down this trafficking ring. Even the newest court document releases, those were from Virginia Giuffre's defamation lawsuit against Ghislaine. But unfortunately, that also means that Virginia Giuffre would endure some of the worst, most extensive, and traumatizing acts committed by Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Virginia stated that she was essentially loaned out to basically service all the other high-powered friends that Epstein and Maxwell had. Virginia said, I was trained to be everything a man wanted me to be. It wasn't just sexual training. They wanted me to be able to cater to all the needs of the men they were going to send me to. They said that they loved that I was very compliant and knew how to keep my mouth shut about what they expected me to do. Epstein and Ghislaine also told me that they wanted me to produce information for them, in addition to performing sex on the men. They told me to pay attention to the details about the men so that I could report back to them. Virginia stated that she was terrified. She said she couldn't leave or speak up sooner because he could have had me killed or abducted, and I knew he was capable of that if I didn't obey him. She said, I realized that my only purpose for Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and their friends was to be used for sex. Virginia stated that she was working with them, and Jeffrey had sex with underage girls on a daily basis. She said his interest in this kind of sex was obvious to the people around him. The activities were so obvious and bold that anyone spending any significant time at any one of Jeffrey Epstein's residences would have clearly been aware of what was going on.
You're saying it too much.
Take a lot of sweets. Take a lot of sweets. That's the rule. That's the rule.
In a deposition, Virginia stated, in addition to constantly finding underage girls to satisfy their personal desires, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell also got girls for Jeffrey Epstein's friends and acquaintances. Jeffrey Epstein specifically told me that the reason for him doing this was that they would, quote, owe him, that they would, quote, be in his pocket, and he would, quote, have something on them. I understood that Jeffrey Epstein thought he could get leniency if he was ever caught doing anything illegal, or he could escape trouble altogether. Virginia would come forward with allegations that she was essayed by Prince Andrew 3 times, once in London, once in New York City, and another once in a group activity session on the island. Virginia stated, quote, I knew he was a member of the British royal family, but I just called him Andy. I got news from Ghislaine Maxwell that I would be meeting a prince later that day. Jeffrey Epstein told me I was meeting a major prince. Jeffrey Epstein told me to exceed everything I had been taught. He emphasized whatever Prince Andrew wanted, I was to make sure he got. Prince Andrew would state that he has no recollection of meeting this lady, even though there's a picture of them together when she was 17. But he said no to all of it. That's what Prince Andrew said in an interview about the allegations. He also argued that the photo of him and Virginia must be edited because those are his traveling clothes that he's wearing. But it stated that the picture was taken in London, which to him doesn't make sense because he only travels in his traveling clothes. Prince Andrew also states that men always remember every single time they have intimate relations because it's a positive experience. So the fact that he cannot remember intimate relations with Virginia basically means that it didn't happen. In the end, Prince Andrew settled out of court, and it's rumored that Virginia Giuffre was given more than $12 million, which I believe she's putting into a charity that she started. But even with the settlement, Prince Andrew has denied all allegations. Soon after the settlement, the Queen stripped him of all of his royal titles, which was incredibly significant because it is alleged that Prince Andrew was Queen Elizabeth's favorite son. Virginia Giuffre said, cages come in many forms, and I can tell you my cage might have been a golden cage, but it was a cage nonetheless. I was very alone and there was no way out. It's speculated that humans evolved to be able to sense when others are looking at us and watching us. Everyone at the Daily Mirror, Ghislaine's dad's company, knew that Robert Maxwell was watching them. He would bug the executives' phones. It was known that people at the Daily Mirror would have meetings where they just wrote down their thoughts rather than saying it because everyone knew that Robert Maxwell was listening to them. Even at home, Robert Maxwell would hide recording devices into antique lamps because he wanted to hear everything his family was saying about him at all times. Jeffrey Epstein allegedly did the same thing. Sarah Ransom states that every inch of his properties, including the island, was monitored with cameras, every single inch. Robert Maxwell watched Ghislaine and everybody else in his life. Ghislaine and Jeffrey watched all their victims, but someone was watching Jeffrey. And I think he knew it. He had a new addition to his art collection, a photorealistic painting he personally commissioned that depicted a prison scene with him in the middle of barbed wires and guards. This is after he got out of prison the first time. So he gets a photo commissioned, like a painting commissioned of him in prison. And he told a friend about the painting and he said, that's me. I want this painting so that I am always remembering the possibility that that could be me again. Like I could always go back to prison. Which is objectively, I guess, a smart reminder. But the problem is, Jeffrey got too comfortable and forgot that people are watching him. July 8th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for conspiracy to commit trafficking and trafficking of underage girls in New York State. It's likely he didn't know that he was being watched or investigated or studied because he got aboard his private jet, flew in from Paris, landed in New Jersey where he was greeted by a fleet of cars, the FBI and NYPD. The minute he stepped on American soil, he was arrested and placed in handcuffs. How did he not know that they were watching him? If he knew, he probably would have stayed in France or fled somewhere else. He had the means, he had the money. The authorities would later find fake passports in his New York City townhouse safe. I'm sure he had more. By all accounts, Jeffrey Epstein seemed genuinely surprised that he was arrested a second time, 10 years after his first arrest. Even after his first arrest, Epstein told the New York Post, I'm not a sexual predator. I'm an offender. It's the difference between a murderer and a person who steals a bagel. He's saying he just stole a bagel. That's it. But now, 10 years later, just like the Maxwell Empire, the Epstein Empire was going to crumble down in disgrace. And everything that Ghislaine had worked for the past 10 years was gone, down the drain. Yeah, sure, this trafficking ring, yeah, okay, that's down the drain. But additionally, Ghislaine kept herself very, very busy after Jeffrey's first arrest in 2008, 10 years ago, okay? She wanted to completely reinvent herself to be a new woman, the water woman. Side note, Jeffrey and Ghislaine were very much close after his first arrest. It didn't seem like anything ever really changed. People said that Ghislaine was still organizing and planning all of Epstein's massages, even after he got out of prison, but she also created a network, like a method where girls would recruit other girls and
you haven't taken the sweet. You're way behind.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Go sleep.
You're way behind.
This is gonna knock me out.
You're way behind.
She would just kind of sit at the top to make sure
you
everything
might
was
as well
going
finish the
accordingly.
whole can.
Ghislaine was
You
reinventing
messed it
herself
up.
after Jeffrey Epstein came out of prison the first time. She started her own nonprofit called Terra Mar in 2012. She said it was her project for humanity. The focus was on cleaning up the 8 million metric tons of plastic
that's
debris,
another one.
the garbage that's dumped into the world's oceans every year. So she would host these TED Talks where she asked, is anybody here staying awake at night because they're frightened about the ocean? Are you scared about what could happen? Are you trying to think about what you could do?
She's talking
It's time
about
to
climate change, but she's trafficking humans and little children. Make it make sense.
That would help the ocean and all its myriad of troubles. She would invite her friends over, and instead of talking about writing a book now to get Jeffrey to marry her or throw tea parties in her undergarments, Ghislaine was now spending all her time at dinner parties talking about saving the ocean, the deep sea, and all the animals that live there that need saving. It's like she was trying to tie herself to a bigger picture, a big cause that was more than, why is Epstein obsessed with massages? But some people who knew her said, I mean, she could not care less about the ocean, okay? At a conference in South Carolina, she was busy talking to everybody that would listen about Terra Mar. I mean, she sounded really passionate. So there was one filmmaker who had no idea anything about Ghislaine Maxwell's life, and he was convinced by her excitement to change the planet. So he offered to help her shoot this promotional video that would encourage viewers to sign a petition. They planned out the whole video, and just to make sure that he knew what was going on and what color she was going to wear, he asked her, wait, what are you going to wear? And she's like, oh, the Terra Mar shirt that I plan on releasing. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. But you should see me in my full leather outfit with weapons. He was like, that's so strange. That happened out of nowhere. And she's like, you know Laura Croft from Tomb Raider? I'm the real life version of her. He said it was incredibly sexual, but in a creepy way. Like there was something off about it. It was weird. Anyway, the next morning they meet up on the beach to shoot the video, and she's wearing the Terra Mar shirt, which looks like the I Heart NYC shirt, but it's I Heart squiggle squiggle, so like I Heart waves. She paired it with jeans and stilettos on the sand. Are you here to save the ocean or get some pictures for Instagram? He had no idea. The producer said it was more like a glamour shoot than anything. He said it's like she was trying to reinvent herself with the ocean, but she was the same exact person, and none of us can run away from ourselves. But Ghislaine still tried. She would go to the United Nations and give speeches about what we need to do for the oceans. People would even joke with her. You, Maxwell, seem to love it underwater.
Wait, what does that mean?
Because she loves water. Her dad drowned.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Ghislaine thought it was hilarious, apparently, and tipped her head back and laughed. She even went to a fundraiser event in New York City after Epstein's first arrest that was for stopping sex trafficking. She showed up, took a few pictures, and left. The fundraisers were confused why she even came, but also they noted she did not donate a single cent. And her sex trafficking partner in crime was now sitting in prison for the second time, suspiciously dead, just like her dad. Jeffrey Epstein was found suspended in his jail cell. His death was officially deemed a self-exit, but there's even a Wikipedia page called Jeffrey Epstein Isn't Dead. So there's a few camps of people out there. One group that thinks that he self-exited, another group that thinks that he was killed, and one group that thinks that he's not dead at all, that he's alive, and the Jeffrey Epstein in that cell is a lookalike. So let's explore the first theory very briefly, the official theory. Jeffrey Epstein self-exited. Experts stated that Jeffrey Epstein had no defensive wounds, and just going over his last few days in prison, people said that it was very tumultuous. A few days before Jeffrey's death, it stated that his state was declining very rapidly in regards to his mental health. It was reported that he was agitated, he couldn't properly sleep, the toilet in his unit kept running. So the prison had a toilet overflowing plumbing problem, so the whole place was infested with like feces, urine, and infested with rats and cockroaches. He couldn't sleep because the toilet was running all night, and he has sleep apnea. So he would allegedly sit in the corner, sleep deprived, walking back and forth, covering his ears, calling himself a coward. Sometimes he would just crawl up on the floor and try to sleep on the floor. He stopped showering. His beard was unkept, and a few days before his death, he attempted to self-exit.
No one cares.
The psychologist stated, inmate has multiple risk factors for self-exiting as identified by BOP statistics. Let's be proactive. Jail officials noted in logs that Epstein was quote, sitting
at the you're getting knocked out right there. Your eyes are getting shut.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're getting sleepy.
I'm wide awake.
Your eyes are doing the yo. You really
out of his
can't
bed, lost in
handle
thought,
your
and
juice
quote,
juice.
sitting with his head against the wall.
Hello, it's EGYPTNILE, and due to the foul substance I took in this video, I was unable to complete the video. But if you want me to react to any other videos, leave a comment below with suggestions, as well as you're welcome to join me with reacting on my Discord server. Link will be in the description. Also, it is 18 plus, even though it's safe for work sometimes. 18 plus only. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I see you next time. No one cares about Jesus Christ. He dead. He been dead. Let it go.
Oh, you ain't Christian. No, okay, you Christian. No, you Christian. You gotta change your name to Egypt in Denial.
He said in denial.
Bro, we only made it 30 minutes into this video.
No, you're wrong. It's 38.
We're actually 38 minutes and 30 something seconds.
Yeah. Okay, that's really good for you, Lex. But no one acts. No one in this room acts.
Grace of violet blood.
Explosive.
Hi,
Oh,
Jesus said so.
said hi, Jesus said so.
I'm gonna play this.
Casual in the sense that Ghislaine talks about beating up these